Welcome in. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Rochelle. This is Brampton Gardener. Thank you so much for coming in tonight. My camera is a little bit dark and I'm trying to get the program to load up so I can adjust the contrast on it. I don't know why it's so dark, but if I lean back, I don't know. Very odd. Anyways, I gotta play with that. Maybe is that better? I don't know what's going on. So welcome in to anyone that is coming into the live tonight. And hey, Tasha, how are you? Welcome in. I don't know what is going on with my camera. It had to reset. I had to like re-update it and now it's like won't load. And so I'm not sure how to adjust the brightness. Maybe I'll just open the curtain. Hold on. Let me just see if I can open the curtain. Hey, Danny, welcome in. Hey, Stacy, nice to see everybody. Let me just open the curtain and see if I can get some natural light in. We shall see if that's gonna help. Because yeah, I don't know. The camera thing's not loading right now, so it's kind of weird. That's okay. So my camera is like automatically compensating. So, oh gosh, is it dark? Is it too dark? Like, can you see? Like, it just seems really, really dark. Hey Q, how are you? Hey G Mama. Hey Stacy, hey Kristen. Oh my goodness, everyone's flying in. How are you doing? Hopefully there's room for everybody. Find a nice seat in the back. Drinks and snacks in the back. Oh my goodness, what a last couple of days it's been. This week I'm finally able to start planting out, and it's just been crazy. I've kind of been like overwhelmed. I was talking to Danny and I was like, it's not too dark? Okay, thank you. It's just really dark on my screen. Maybe it's just my screen is a problem. You were the warm-up to my show. Well, thank you so much, Q. I seen that you had gone live. I'm like, why is he going live at 7? I picked my time slot 7:30 because you used to go live at like between 5:30 and 6, somewhere in there. And then when I saw you were going live tonight, I'm like, what? Oh my goodness. Okay, so hey, LG Homestead. Oh my goodness, welcome in, Laurie. Thank you so much for coming in live. What could go wrong? Oh, it could be scary. It could be scary. Hey, Hobby Hobbit, how are you doing tonight? Hey, Tammy. Hey, Huga. Oh my goodness, I gotta scroll back up. I think I missed a few people. I was fiddling with my light. I already said hi to Stacy. Oh my goodness, it's getting crazy busy in here. Thank you, everybody. Hey, Paul, welcome in. And make sure to hit the like button. Thank you, Q. How are you doing? Oh my gosh, I have been having so much fun watching all of the Soil Family Expo videos. I almost feel like I was there. But oh my goodness, it looks like everyone had such a great time. The booths that people had, everything that was going on, the swag bags, everything. Where is Dexter? Dexter is, I don't know. He's just anywhere but not here. He is a maniac. He probably will not be joining me for the live tonight because he will just go crazy in my arms. He is not allowed upstairs yet because if he was allowed upstairs, he would just constantly be running off with socks and who knows what else. As it is, he's running through the house with people's shoes and socks and sticks and twigs and dirty. He brought in a stump of some plant with dirt on it and was running around the living room the other day, so we had to vacuum after that. Oh yes, Flat Brampton. Yes, Flat Brampton made the trip down. She got a good deal on a ride with Lydia there and Dale, so that was fun. Q saying hi to everybody. He is very cute and he's very sweet. But yeah, he is an absolute maniac. Like hopefully he will calm down soon. Yeah. We need a break. I remember one time it was a couple months ago and I had come home from somewhere and my husband was standing in the garage just drinking a beer and talking on the phone to his buddy. And I'm like, why are you in the garage? And he goes, I'm hiding from Dexter. So yeah, sometimes we need that free home. Hey, Miss Nicole Smith Gardening. How are you? Welcome in. Hey, Rebecca. Hello to all my friends. Thank you so much for coming in. Doing better with Moira? Am I saying that right? Moira? Mariah? Oh, it's probably Mariah. Why am I saying Moira? The I would be at the beginning. Mariah. I'm almost at one. I'm at 9:12 tonight. I was out in the garden and I came in and I checked and I had a couple more subs and I'm like, oh my goodness, it's exciting. So my goal, like I didn't really have a goal. Like I just was plugging along, doing my thing. And then Lisa over at Yogi Hollow Farm was doing this like seven F's. I keep thinking she was saying 7 ups, but 7 F's. And hey, Tammy, thank you so much for coming in. Grace to Garden, very nice. Dexter sounds like a handful. He is. He is a handful. Hey, Chloe K. And hiding from the drug to drink alcohol, you might need it. We might need an intervention with Dexter. Hey, Ren's Homestead, welcome in. Thank you so much for coming. Yeah, I know. It's very exciting. So yeah, so Lisa, her and Country Mama, nope, Mountain Grandma, we're doing a collab about, 7Fs and setting goals and everything. And I was in the collab one night and, I was just talking. They asked me what one of my goals for the year is. And I was like, oh, one of my goals is, to try and get monetized this year. And she's like, okay, what day? I'm like, what? Like, what do you mean, what day? And I think this was back in like January or February, and I was sitting at maybe 600-700. And so I was just like, okay, I'm like, I don't know, July 1st, Canada Day. So I just kind of picked off the top of my head, right on the spot. I just picked the day because it just kind of was a day that stuck out, and it seemed really far away at the time. So now we're at the end of May, and I have just over a month. So, you know what? I doubt I will get everything by then. But I'll be happy if I get the 1K by then. That would be amazing. And, you know what? As long as, so my new goal is now, I'm going to push it off. I'm not going to be disappointed. I'm thrilled. And I'm just amazed that there's like 900 people out there that actually, have bothered to click that little subscribe button. It's, when you sit and think about it, like, you go to a classroom and you think at a school, like how many classrooms of people that would be like a stadium, like it's crazy, right? I am almost to 3,000 watch hours. So I think I need like 1,100. So, I think I feel that that's pretty good. Oh no, actually, yeah, no, I think I need 60 hours to hit my 3. So, hopefully by next week I'll be at 3, and then, it'll be a race to the finish for the hours and the subs all together, right? So, so I'm not stressing out about it. I'm just really grateful. I'm pushing out a lot of new videos. I'm trying not to overwhelm everyone, but there's just so much content to be filmed right now. Oh, thank you so much, Kristen. I really appreciate that. But I don't knock yourself out. Like I appreciate it, but don't go crazy. Yes, they do need to be measurable and specific, but they also need to be reasonable, right? Like you can't just pick, I probably should have. Well, see, here's the thing is like, I went from like 500 to 700 in like a month and a half. Like it was insane. I do believe that they start pushing you out at 500. And so at that point I was like, oh, well, if I get this many, and I had a lot of hours that month, I was looking at it after and I'm like, okay, this is actually attainable. And then I was just like, oh, well, once I hit 800s, it was just like, and I see that a lot. And I was kind of anticipating that because I had seen that with a lot of other channels. It was kind of like the 400s. You're like in those 400s forever. And then you hit 800 and you're like just in that. It's just like very stagnant, right? So, I was kind of anticipating it. So I'm like, well, the slower it takes me, it still gives me more time to build the watch hours and everything, right? But the farther along you go, the more watch hours you start to lose. But last April, in May, I didn't have that many subs, so I'm not losing that many. But thank you. I feel like I should be taking a shower. Oh, I went the wrong way. I was taking a shower in the waterfall. I decided to get a nice, pretty backdrop tonight. Actually, I didn't choose this one, and I can't, for some reason, the camera, it's running and it's working, but it had to reload, and it will not let me access it. So I can't change the camera. I can't change my backdrop. I can't change the brightness. I'm stuck. That Tasmanian chocolate tomato was absolutely delicious. It was not what I was expecting at all. It was a really fresh, bright, crisp, like tomato flavor. For some reason, the dark color of it, I was expecting something kind of smoky. I'd had like the girls weird thing 2 years ago, and it was a very smoky tasting tomato. It was good. It was very good. Don't get me wrong, but I probably didn't sound as enthused at the time when I was tasting because it was just totally not at all as I was expecting. But those were the best sandwiches. My daughter was like so upset that we didn't have any more of the tomatoes right for a BLT the next day. I was like, sorry, you're gonna have to go use the store-bought tomatoes for your sandwich tomorrow. Yeah, I appreciate that, Kristen. Thank you so much. Yeah, so I was out doing the front yard today. I didn't do a whole lot of filming of actually the work I was doing because it's right in the front yard. It was very windy, so I wasn't trusting a tripod. I did try wearing the camera on me, but I'm like bent over, so half the time the shots are like of my knees. And the other half, if I had the camera standing up, it's just like me bent over the whole time. So it's like, you know what? This is not really conducive to filming. So it's going to be a little bit more of a before and after type situation. But I did cram a lot of things in there. The problem is my tulips are still up. I cut them back, and I cut some of the leaves back, but they're still in there filling the space. So it's really hard to know exactly where to plant things for the summer when that's there, and to try and, squeeze some little plants in, around it. And the front is pretty much, it's probably partial shade. I think people doing better. I was going to ask you how you get so many things out of those large water jugs you planted the beans in. My daughter's friend up the street, they use them all the time in their house. They buy like the jug and they use it they have like a water cooler in the house. So instead of buying the water bottles, the little bottles, they have like this big, the water jug in the house. And so, I saw them out when I was walking one day, and I was like, how many of these do you have? And they're like, oh, they go through like one a week or so. So last fall, my daughter just kept bringing them home all the time. So finally I had to tell her to stop. But yeah, they're really big. They are just like the single use. They're like the single use jugs. They're not the recyclable ones. You could probably I know they sell them at the grocery stores right at the right at the checkout. There's like a big rack of them. So I don't know if people even return them, or if you could go to the recycling center or follow people home that are buying them and ask. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Hey, welcome in. How you grow, Ro? How are you doing tonight? Hey, Kareen. Nice to see everybody in. We are only several hundred subs away from 1K, but we round up to the nearest 1,000. So in a way, we are there. Hey, that is the positivity we need to see. The president of your Jamaica fan club told you were like, hi, Marvin. Yes, I am live Thursday night, 7:30. I am here. So I know everyone else probably already has all of the, so I stopped in to say hi and give you a thumbs up, and you're talking about stocking. She's asking how to find those large water jugs, and yeah, sorry. Oops, it could have been worse. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, ours can be turned in for money, so people don't tend to throw them out. What a great way. So yeah, if you know where they can be returned for money, stand outside with some money and say, here, here's a quarter. Can I have your jug? Where are you at? I'm in Canada, so in the winter times, outside of say Canadian Tire, they have these posts where people put the jugs from their the windshield wiper fluid. So if you are growing flowers, I would not do this with anything edible or foods, anything like that. But if you're just doing it for some flowers, that would be, there's some jugs there. See, here in Canada, not here in Canada. I get so people in BC get so mad when I say that. Here in Ontario, we do not have milk jugs. I mean, there are a few. You can go to a specialty store and buy a gallon of milk in a plastic jug, but that is not how the majority of us get our milk. We get it in bags, and then you have a container you stick the bag in. It's very weird, I know. So the whole jug thing is kind of tricky up here. So there are like the Canadian winter sewing board is basically all of January and March, January and February. It's just all people posting different things you can use instead of milk jugs. No sign, 25 cents per jug. That may be misunderstood. You know what? If you have, yeah, that's lovely. If you're on like Facebook Marketplace or something and you want to get those, it is really weird. It's really weird. When I first saw it, when I came here, I was visiting my husband. We'd been dating and I was just like, what the heck? Yeah, it was freaking me out. Hey, Nicole. What was it? Oh yeah. So maybe put in an ad, like an in search of in like Kijiji or Facebook Marketplace. Post a picture. You can use one of my pictures if you want and just say, hey, if anyone has anything, any of these are looking to recycle, let me know. And I would be happy to use it for growing. Even if there's like a small deposit on it, people might offer it anyways. Like my friend, her daughter is trying to go to camp and she needs money for it. And so she's collecting cans. And so I've put it out to a few of my neighbors and they have no problem, foregoing the what's it called? The deposit on their cans. They're happy to give it to her for her daughter. So you could put out, I did that like on my Facebook page, like my local one 2 years ago. I was like, if anyone has any plastic jugs, like juice containers, like the big Costco juice containers and stuff. And so then I was collecting those for my friends, but these ones worked great and they were nice and big. Doesn't it come out of a bag on the cow anyway? You're not wrong. You're not wrong. At least we don't have to squeeze it like this to get it in the milk, into the cereal, right? What did Hugo say? Sorry, Hugo. Whoa. Oh, okay, that one. Yeah. You never know. Deposit on cans. Beer, like beer bottles, beer cans, bottles, wine. Here in Canada, it's like 10 cents. I think it's 10 cents a can. If you return them. Where I grew up in Oregon, it was every can. So here it's only alcohol that they do it on. In Oregon, any can of any kind, pop, soda, anything, it was 5 cents, and any glass bottle was 10 cents. So whether it was beer or Coke, anything like that. So yeah, a lot of times, as a kid, you'd go along and collecting cans, bring it in. There was bottle returns at all the grocery stores. Yeah. Oregon is awesome about that. Yes, they are. Are you from, like I'm in Canada now. I'm just outside of Ontario. I mean, I'm in Ontario, just outside of Toronto, but I grew up in Oregon. And so, yeah, that's what I was kind of surprised. And that is why, we keep talking about, the environment, and I'm going to go on a rant, rant warning. We keep going. Oh, you lived in Portland. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. I love Portland. I grew up in Salem. Yeah. Oh my gosh, we used to go up to Portland, my late teens, early 20s, and we used to go up to Crystal Ballroom and go dancing every Sunday night. Yeah, it was so much fun. Live band on this floating, it was one of the last floating ballrooms in the U.S. So the floor was like a hardwood floor, but it had a little bit of a give. It was kind of like walking on something with like just really, really slight dry rot, if you know that feeling. But it was great for dancing because it gave like a nice bit of a spring to it, right? And we would go and we would do, so this was like late 90s, so on the West Coast, so swing music was huge. We would go swing dancing and we would do a lot of different ballroom dancing, foxtrots and all that. It was really fun. You lived yes! Oh my gosh, you lived a few blocks away from the Crystal Ballroom. Loved 90s night there. Oh my gosh, that would be so funny if we were there at the same time. That's crazy. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Yeah. And then you go over and get your crab cakes at, oh my gosh, what's the name of the crab cake place just down the street? Oh my gosh. That's what I miss. That's what I miss about Portland, or all those little microbreweries. Not that I drink beer, but I love beer cheese soup. And they all had their own little kind of beer cheese soup, and it was absolutely delicious. And I love going into all those little breweries for that. Portland has a great food scene. Great food scene. Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's funny. How the states compare to Canada from an American perspective. I'm going to tell you right now. Okay, so I was born in Alaska, but I grew up, most of my formative years were in Oregon. And then then I moved to Florida for 3 years. And then I got married and moved to Toronto area, just outside of Toronto. We're in a suburb of Toronto. And this area here, like just kind of the general feel of it is more similar to growing up in Oregon than Florida. Florida felt more like a different country than Toronto did, right? But like being, Alaska and then, the Pacific Northwest, we did travel kind of through Canada a lot, but not this. There are different things. I don't know. It's hard to explain. I have to say, not having to worry about healthcare is amazing. I'm feeling like I think Nicole and Karina are having a little love fest going on over here. I don't know what's going on. Okay. You was in the two crazy states here. Yeah. So I don't know. Like, yeah, Florida. Yeah. Florida is cray cray. It is. I was down in South Florida. It was absolutely insane. I loved it. I love driving A1A to work, even if it took a little bit longer, and watching the sunrise and the beach and all that every day. It was absolutely it was beautiful. Going swimming in the ocean after work every day, things like that. I did really enjoy. I have to say the driving's not much better here. Brampton is notorious for bad drivers. It's insane. Probably almost as bad, if not worse, than Florida. Which is hard to believe. And the weather kind of sucks in the winter. I have to say I do like, I know people complain about healthcare here. I like knowing that I don't ever have to worry about it. I have not had any issues with it when I've had to go to the hospital, or when my mom had her stroke and we had to go to the hospital. Like the help was like boom, boom, boom. If you're really, really ill, it's very fast, like very fast. If it's not that important, or if it's something that can wait, then you might end up waiting a bit longer. But I haven't had any complaints with the healthcare system. I know some people have. We've been lucky, I guess. But I have been in, like when I had Sydney, and it's just nice. Kids are expensive enough as it is. And how did we meet up with? So my husband, we met through some mutual friends when I was living in Florida, and then he used to come to Florida in the winters with his buddy, and they came down and we met, and I'm like, I finally got to a warm climate. And then I had to fall in love with someone who lived in Canada. Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. I was going to rant about water bottles. Okay. I hate plastic water bottles. I have not bought a plastic water bottle probably in like 3 or 4 years. The only time we would buy plastic water bottles is if we were going to go camping, and I would buy a case and I would throw them all in the freezer and use them like as freezer packs. Or like if we were going like driving across the border and going to Buffalo just to have some water to drink in the room and whatever, right? But other than that, we have a filter that's on the kitchen sink, and the water runs from the filter to the ice machine. So all my water, everything is filtered. We use reusable containers like this insulated thermos, which has ice in it now. It will still have ice in it in the morning. And I am fed up with all these plastic bottles everywhere. Water from plastic bottles is not distilled. It's nothing fancy. It's simply like literally it's tap water. Some of them might be spring water and whatever, but it's tap water. You're paying a ton of money for tap water. No one in the history of mankind has ever finished a full water bottle. And they get tossed and they get thrown, and there are bottle caps everywhere. You go to the, you go to the park, and it doesn't keep your water cold. It might be cold coming out of that freezer, but unless you have it partially frozen, by the time you take it to the park, you've drank, half of it. It's warm. No one wants to finish it. Every time you walk by the basketball courts, there's like 20 different water bottles, half drank, laying on the ground. Half the time the lids are off. The other half of the time Dexter's chewing on the lids. Yes. So this is my rant. And then they keep saying, oh, single-use plastic. They take straws away. Like, are straws really as much of a problem as water bottles? I don't think so. So my solution, and they act like there's nothing we can do. My solution is put a 25-cent deposit on every water bottle, and I can guarantee you the water bottle problem would be solved. Right? If you could get 25 cents, that's a beautiful life story. Thank you. When I turn water into wine, I use the... There you go. There you go. You're turning the water into wine. Very good. I drink my water at room temperature. I don't like it cold. That's fine. You can still, it comes out room temperature from my filter. Yeah. And it tastes gross. And it's not good for you. Like, especially if that water has been sitting in that bottle and it gets heated up, it can start to leach gross stuff into your water. And it tastes like plastic, right? Yeah. My husband's like, yeah, exactly. Yep. This is never going to catch on. Who's going to pay for water? Yeah, and it's so funny because my daughter's friends will come over and they'll be playing outside, and we have these stack of reusable cups from Costco. They're like the color changing ones. Hey, Grace and Fire, welcome in. Thank you so much for coming in tonight. It came, I think it was like a pack of 12. It has lids and it has straws. So when my daughter has her friends outside or whatever, she goes and will fill up a pitcher of ice water with the filter. And all the kids are like, oh my God, this water tastes so good. It tastes so good. Like, people are constantly commenting on how good the water tastes when we serve it. And it's just an under sink filter. And I don't even know how much money we've saved with that thing, how much more water we drink, because it tastes so nice and so crisp and clean. And yeah, the cups are great. And we got them on clearance. I think we paid like $6 for the whole of them. We bought them for my daughter's birthday party. We thought, oh, this would be great for the birthday party. You know, because like solo cups and stuff, they're handy, but you know, you toss them out, right? So you know, it's better for the environment, and if you're not tossing them out and you're reusing them, it's better on your wallet as well. So a lot of our, like, it's funny because it's like now, you know, as people become more and more environmentally friendly, it's like, okay, that's how we've been living for a very, very long time, but not so much to be environmentally friendly, but because we're cheap. Or should I say frugal? So a lot of the stuff we've been doing for years, now they're saying, oh, you should do this and reuse that. It's like, yeah, we've been doing that for ages because we're very frugal. And not, you know, there's no point wasting money. And well, there's that. But I have gotten rid of pretty much all plastic unless I'm using like the broadcast method, and then I am reusing usually trays or something from Costco. I do the soil blocks now, and honestly, it is so nice not having to deal with all of those little plastic containers and all of that. Fancy and frugal. There we go. Hey. Cheap, call me. Yeah, I'm not offended by it. Yep. I'm cheap. I'm not offended. I'm not wasting my money. I mean, we all spend money on stuff that other people think, why would you spend your money on that, right? Like, we all have our little hobbies and things like gardening. You know, some people might wonder why, you know, but I do try to, yeah, the soil blocks are amazing. Hey, Mayfield Ranch, did I say hi to you coming in? I saw you come in, but I think I was in the middle of a rant and I didn't say hi. How are you? Thank you so much for stopping by. I was watching your pepper video today, but I forgot to comment on it because I was gardening while I was listening, and so I will go back and comment on it. Thank you for coming in and reminding me. Everyone, Mayfield Ranch is fairly new to the scene and new to the YouTube streets, and they have a great channel. Really fun mannerism. You know, they're easy to listen to, easy to watch. They do a really good job. Nice quality channel. Where's Jesse? As soon as I said hi to you, he would have been dropping your link. Where are my mods? Let me grab it. I'll grab your link. Oh, and I was going to plug a few channels tonight. Yeah. So one was Mayfield Ranch. I was going to bring them up. Another one I wanted to mention is Old Sweets Farm. They were at $9.98. I shared them out yesterday when they were at $9.90, and they messaged me today saying, thanks, we're stuck at $9.98. So let me pop them up if you haven't checked out their channel. And they have, I think they said like 800 hours left. So they are getting very, very close. And Mayfield Ranch, you're sitting at 72 subscribers. That would be great to see you get up to 100 by this week. That'd be awesome. There's a link for Mayfield. Oh, I didn't put your name with it. So that's Mayfield's. And yeah, and then once you hit your 100, you'll be able to do the custom link, right? And oh, thank you for having me. I'm going to play in traffic or something. I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for coming in. Take care, and don't waste your money on water bottles. And if you do, recycle it. Thank you. I prefer to spend money on my humans and plant babies. Cheap works for me. Yep. Same here. I have some things that I will, I enjoy spending money on now and then, but Grace and Fire, Old Sweet. Oh, $9.99. Okay, let's go see. Yeah, they're just, it's like, oh, come on. They do plan, I think they're doing their first ever live. I think it's Saturday night. And they've decided they're gonna have to like do some more lives to get their hours up. So here we go. There's the link to Old Sweet's farm. If you haven't checked them out, go check them out. If you like what you see, click on their linky link. Yeah, they're sitting at $9.99. That's just torture. Let's see if we can get them over tonight. That would be awesome. I'll keep an eye on them. And who else was I thinking? Oh, okay, there was someone else. Pafford something. Pafford Homestead. Pafford Homestead, something like that. Let me see if it pops up. I cannot think of it off the top of my head. Yeah, Pafford Homestead. There we go. They are at, and they might even be there now. I don't know. They needed just, they were under, I think they had less than 100 hours that they needed. So if you aren't subscribed, they have plenty of subscribers. They're at 3,000.84 subscribers. They got plenty of subscribers. But yeah, I think they just need a little bit to go over the edge. And I don't see any comments or a video saying they've made it yet. So, yeah, if you're already subbed to them, you might want to throw them a little bit of love, help them get there. Anyone else in the group that's close to a goal, or you're away from getting close to your next goal or something? Hey John, welcome in. Well, hey, where's Nightbot? Like, do you have to like wake him up every time? Oh, good. They're at 1K. Awesome. Yay. Oh, that's gonna make their night. That's awesome. So that'll be great for their live. I think I don't see it on the thing. I saw it pop up somewhere, and I don't know. It's not showing up on their list of videos. Upcoming lives? Nope. It just says past live streams. It doesn't say upcoming live streams. So their first live was 4 days ago. I don't know. So I'm a YouTube content creator. I have many things going on and none done. Nightbot is totally sleeping. I want to hit 2K by my birthday next month. Oh, okay. All right. Okay, let me see if I can wake Nightbot up. Let me see. I don't know. Do you have to like log in every time? Because I did last time too, and it was just like, oh, hey, my top chatter on Nightbot is, here, I'll show it. I'll share my screen. Hold on. You want to see, can anyone guess who my top chatter is going to be? Who's going to take the award of top chatter? It's Nicole Smith Gardening. So I do have two custom commands, to say link and then weather and then your city, and it should drop your city name. So now that I've logged in, does this mean that it's going to like go to, he's going to join the chat soon? I don't know. Nightbot is very mean, and that is why I went and I turned off all of the stuff, all the spamming stuff, because he kept kicking people out and being rude and stuff. So no. There you go. You cannot call the same command as an alias. What the heck does that mean? You come on and you're already messing with me, Nightbot. Seriously? Yeah, congratulations. Congratulations. Yeah, so if you type in the word link into the chat, it should work, and to drop your link. It was working last time, and I didn't change anything. So, I don't know why it's not showing Danny's link though. She just said it. And she's saying it again. Link. Maybe because it's lowercase. Try lowercase, Al. Nope. What is going on, Nightbot? Where's Mr. Boots and Bounty? You cannot call the same command as an alias. What's an alias? Oh, that's the problem down there. All right. Oh, well, okay. All right, so I type in the drop or something? I don't know. Why won't it let me type in there? Okay, so try it now. Oh, Nightbot is so bad. It's almost as pesky as Dexter. Oh, I don't need this on anymore. I'll take that off. All right, now is it going to work? I don't know. Oh, and you can also do the thing where you type in your, what? Ah, yay, it worked. Awesome. Follow me for more Nightbot tips. Yay. Okay, so then if you type in weather and your city name or a city nearby or somewhere you want to know the weather, it will give you the weather forecast. I still haven't figured out how to do the joke thing. And I keep thinking, I only think of it when I'm like in my live or like 5 minutes before my live. That's when I think of, oh, I want to learn all the new Nightbot commands. Never think to do it, you know, the day before or 2 days before or anything like that. So, yeah, I never think of it until right at the time. Joke. I don't have joke in. Sorry. Does that mean I have to tell the joke? Oh, I heard one the other day and it did make me laugh, but it was really dumb. It was like a dumb dad joke. Yeah. Weather for Houston. I don't even want to hear it. 91. Oh my God. No, absolutely not. No, thank you. That's way too hot. Jamaica, 63. That sounds all right. 68. Wind is blowing. Yeah, tomorrow's supposed to be, current humidity is 76%. Tomorrow's supposed to be kind of raining on and off all day. So that's why I really wanted to focus on getting as much stuff planted in the front as I can so that the rain does the work of watering it in for me. Hey, Chuck, welcome in. Thank you so much for coming. So here we go. Yeah, so we got the weather. My link is not posting after 3 tries. Kettle Kitchen. What? You typed link and nothing else? Let me see. Kettle Kitchen link. Yep. Well, that's weird. All right. I'll drop it for you. Sorry about that. Are you in trouble with Nightbot? Just saying. Oh, you're at 278. Let's see. Is that you? 270? No. That's not your logo, is it? Is that your logo? Yes, it is. Okay, there you go. And I had to subscribe again. I've already subscribed. I've subscribed, like, I already subscribed once this week, actually. I don't know why we have to keep subscribing. That's frustrating. There we go. There you go. Okay. How are Laverne and Shirley doing? Laverne and Shirley it is. Oh, his brassicas. His broccoli. Laverne and Shirley. That is great. I know. I hate that. And it's so funny because sometimes I will get a notification come up and then when I go to watch the video, I'm not subscribed. And it's like, how the heck did I get a notification from someone to watch their video if I'm not subscribed? It makes absolutely no sense to me. Hey, James Frankland. I was thinking it said Frank and things, but it's Franklin. Welcome in. Thank you so much for stopping by. People are just typing in the word link if you want it to drop your link. So you can have that happen at any time. Hey, Miss Lynn from Ann Lynn. Me too. Yes, I'm going to plant them into bigger pots soon. Yay. So who all in here is growing Brussels sprouts? I can safely say I am not. Because I hate them. I've only ever had them a couple of times where I didn't hate them, and I just did like a quick stir fry with some like sesame oil and soy sauce and stuff, and I was like, not bad. But otherwise, like when they're roasted and whatever, I don't know. I just, I don't like them at all. I would much rather have like actual cabbage or pak choy or something like that. Yeah. The impatient. Oh no. I planted mine out today and I did not have as many as I had thought. So they had branched out probably because I pinched them back. And so what I thought was like 3, it's actually just 1. So I had about a third less than I had anticipated. So when I was, I'm kind of rethinking, I have to rethink my one front planter. I don't know what I'm going to put in that right now. So, I have a ton of lobelia that I planted. I put it kind of everywhere in my front flower bed. I kind of want it to just be this like sea of lobelia, blue little flowers, kind of covering everything. But I do know that they don't take too much heat. Like they could kind of peter out towards the end of the fall. I mean, towards like, I don't know, maybe July and August. So I am thinking of maybe starting a new batch of them, and just kind of put them in a little container out in the back deck and get some new seeds going so I can kind of replace them when they get too tired. But hopefully by then the rest of the plants will have filled out the space. So I mainly planted today, I didn't even count how many, I should have counted, a bunch of coleus, and I've just realized you can never have too much coleus. So I planted out a bunch of coleus. I planted out 2 cell packs of begonias that I had bought at the store because my begonias did not sprout. And then I planted out, I think I had 6 impatiens I planted, and I saved 1 back to go into my planter because I think it's going to be really cool with my big red leaf thing that likes shade. Caladium. There we go. I'm a nerd because whenever I hear Lobelia, my mind immediately follows it with Sackville Baggins. Lovely. I think of something else when I hear Lobelia, and I won't go there. I'm very excited. I'm very excited. There was a lady in one of the gardening groups I'm in last year, and she started Lobelia from seed, which I'd never thought of doing before. And oh my gosh, they were so... She had it on the side of her house, and it was kind of like this shady place, and it looked like just this sea of blue, and she had a bunch of different blue flowers, and it was absolutely stunning. Like I've only ever seen like 1 or 2 lobelia kind of like in a hanging basket or something. I'd never seen just like a mass of them like that, and I was like, I'm so doing that next year. So I have enough lobelia seedlings. I think I have probably 200 or something. Because they're super tiny seeds, and they're one of the ones where I went to put them in and I was like, oops. Kind of like I did with my Nicotiana. So I do have some Nicotiana as well, but I can't plant them out yet. They're still really tiny, so I'm gonna have to wait on that. Same with my Roselle. They're still really tiny, so I have a lot of things that are too small to be planting out quite yet, but I have gotten a lot of my pots done. So all of my peppers that are going in pots are planted. Most of my tomatoes that are going in containers are planted. I did go buy 4 new, spoiler alert, I did do a Dollarama shopping video today. I filmed it. I don't know when it's coming out, but I bought 4 new tomato cages. They were galvanized and they seem pretty sturdy for $1.75. So I bought those because the ones I have are like, some of them are like so rusty, and like the prongs to try and stick into the ground are like, or you go to stick it in and they bend. So I grabbed a few new ones because I do have a lot of hey, night Lori, go to bed. Is it your bedtime, Lori, or you gotta go feed the animals? Take care. Thank you so much for coming in. You dropped your link, right, Lori, at LG Homestead? If you haven't checked her out, you gotta go check her out. She's got the cutest little goats running around over there on her farm. And she is building a new homestead with her son, the 2 of them, and they're doing a great job over there. You got 2 expensive ones. They were just $10, so I just... Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Well, and I had gone to Fortino's, which is like the grocery store across the street, and I also did a video tour of that one, but that hasn't been posted yet either. I have so much content I've filmed, and I am like I've been putting out almost one a day. Just a lot of content this time of year. Hey, welcome in, Sherry and Bobby. How are you? And Danny wants you to make sure that you snuggle those tiny goats. And they had some actually larger, they had the tomato cages. They might have been a little bit thicker, but they were, I think, $3 or $4. And then they had like the larger peony ring ones for $5, which I didn't think was a terrible price, especially for the larger ones. But then when I went to the dollar store today and I saw them for $1.75, I was like I said before, I'm cheap. So yeah, I went with that price. And I also got myself a little trellis there as well. So very excited about that for my climbing petunias. They do really well climbing up a little trellis. Sherry, please check your email. Thank you very much. Sherry, please check your email. Thank you. Any other announcements? Everyone is saying hello. Are you guys coming back down off your Soil Family Expo high? I still haven't had a chance to watch all the videos yet. I've watched a few. Some videos I I'll watch while I'm, out planting or whatever, especially like lives where it's more people just sitting and talking. But those is, I'm like, no, I got to sit. I want to sit and watch them and see everybody. And so I have to make sure that I have time to sit down and actually watch it. Also the same with Nicole's video. Nicole has a new one out from her potager garden. Today I haven't watched it yet because I have to sit down and, I type along as I watch her video and give like a play-by-play. So I have to be able to sit down and do that when I watch it. Hey, Michael, welcome in. Thank you so much. Are you planting? Are you planting yet? I think you're just a little bit behind me, right? But you should be looking at the forecast. You should be fairly close to be planting. I know Nicole at Flower Hill Farm. She's in Boonville, New York. She's in 4B, I think. She's gotten quite a few things planted out. So hopefully you'll be planting out soon. I thought you did while you were there. Oh gosh. You know what? I said, oh, I'm going to send this. My husband's like, that is so cheesy. I'm like, yeah, it's cheesy, but it's kind of funny cheesy, right? Like it's good cheesy. So I thought, you know what, it could have been a bust. She might have brought it and it could have, I could have just, laid on the table, been used as a placemat, but, it was funny. I got a good chuckle out of it. And, yeah, those two little legs were walking all over the place. I'll check tonight, my assistant. Oh, you have an assistant. Fancy. I do too. I love Nicole. I remember the first time I watched her video, I was like, okay, she's like way too, like, I don't know. I thought that she was kind of like putting it on a bit. And then I watched a couple more videos and I was like, nope, that's just her. She's just naturally that enthusiastic. And like, I wanted to talk, but, yeah, I enjoy it. And, it's always entertaining to see what obnoxious sunglasses she's going to be wearing. Awesome. Awesome. I'm so happy for you. Mine just went in this week. I just started planting Tuesday. I did a few things Tuesday night, and then yesterday was most all of my pots and containers out on the back deck. And then today I did the front bed. I had wanted to do my planters today, but it was so windy. You wouldn't have been able to hear anything I said. I would have had to do a voiceover, and I was more worried about the wind knocking the tripod over because the tripod would have had been sitting in the grass where it's kind of uneven. So I did not want to deal with that. And I did not have a camera person. My daughter was at school, so I'm like, you know what? The front planters, and I don't want to rush them because planting like the containers where it's like fruits and not any fruits, veggies. Where I'm growing like veggies and stuff like that, the peppers and whatever. I don't mind doing them. That's fine. It's, it's exciting that you get to put them in the ground. But like probably my favorite garden activity, chore task is planting up floral containers. I just love thinking in my head, planning how it's going to all come together, getting my thriller, filler, spiller, and all of that. And doing them all from homegrown seeds is really exciting this year. So that's what's going to be happening. Except for my one planter on the top porch, I'm going to be using my Starts with an A. You get them at Christmas and they're really tall and they have red blooms on them. I'm having major brain fog tonight. I can't think what they're called. It's not alyssum. It's not allium. Oh my gosh, I can't think what it is. So there, I have 3 of them that I got for Christmas, and they are going to go at the back. This is the first time we caught you. Yeah, normally it's like, oh, you just missed me. Hey, Gail, welcome in. Thank you so much for coming. I'm going to have to start growing flowers from seeds. I grow veggies and herbs, but I know. You know what? I had never thought of doing like bedding plants from seed before. And 2 years ago, I fell in love with this. I was looking through the Bessie seed catalog. And hey, Sunday Backyard Farmer, how are you? Good to see you again. I was hanging out with him in Dorsha last weekend. Oh, that was funny. I enjoyed seeing all the selfies. I need someone to get my plant mess situation together. You know what? I can't even help you. I don't even know how to garden in those temperatures. Like, honestly, aside from like lantana, I don't know what else is going to survive the heat and stuff down there, aside from like, you know, hibiscus and bougainvillea and all those other things that I can't grow here. So you're not going to get a whole lot of sympathy from me for being too hot. Yeah, it's been super cold this spring. Everything's kind of delayed. Yeah, so 2 years, rock garden, exactly. 2 years ago, I was going through the seed catalog to just order kind of, you know, whatever I normally get. And I saw these tickled pink climbing petunias. And I was like, what? A climbing petunia? And they were expensive seeds. I was like, oh my goodness. They were 50 cents each. So I got 5 seeds. No. Did I get 10? Yes, I think I got 10 seeds for $5. And I was like, oh my goodness. But then I was like, well, I'd pay more than that for, you know, a wave petunia at the store. And, you know, I'll give it a go. But I'm like, I've never grown petunias from seed. I have no idea how hard it's going to be or whatever. The seed came in this little tiny container that was pelleted. And I didn't, amaryllis, yes! Thank you so much. Yes, so I will be using the 3 amaryllis and then the top planter. Total brain fart on that. Thank you so much. Yeah, so I bought the petunia seeds and came in this little vial. They were pelleted, and I had planned on doing the baggie method with the seeds, not knowing how tiny they were. And so when I opened it and I spilt them onto the wet napkin, immediately some of the coating dissolved. 2 rolled off. I ended up with 8. So I don't know what happened to these other 2 seeds. I ended up with 8 plants, and I planted them out, and they were amazing. Absolutely stunning. They were huge, and they have a very upright growth habit. If you have any kind of a trellis or anything, they do climb up it. And so, I mean, it is a hybrid, and I decided to save seeds and just see what happens. So I saved seeds. And so last year I was like, let's see. So I sprinkled the seeds on, and they're super, super, super tiny. And I had like 150% germination rate. Like, I didn't remember planting that many, and they all sprouted. And I'd also gotten a few different wave petunia seeds in a seed swap. So last year I grew the purple wave, white wave, and the climbing pink. And like, you just sprinkle them on the top of the soil and they sprout up, and then you, and they need light to germinate. And then you prick them out and pot them up, and they did amazing last year, and they did amazing this year. And so since they were hybrids, I didn't know if they would come back true, right? I figured, well, they'd still be petunias of some kind. I don't know if they'll be the same color. I don't know if they'll have the same habit, but they did. They came back exactly the same, and they were amazing. And so I saved more seeds. And so I have even more petunias this year. I have over 200 of just the purple alone. And I had about, I think maybe 10 of the dark purple that I picked off of my neighbor's petunias last year. And then I collected a few off the pink, the white, and then some of the purple petunias came out kind of pink. So I separately saved the seeds off of those and I labeled them as pink petunias, but I'm not sure exactly if they'll stay pink or if they'll revert back to the purple, but I don't really care. So yeah, so I have tons and tons of petunias. So you will be seeing lots of petunias in lots of baskets and in the garden. And then I have friends that want some petunias, so I will be sharing the love. But they are super, super easy to grow. So this year I did want to grow more of the bedding plants. We direct seeded some flowers and bought some starts today and more roses. Ooh, it's always fun to buy some roses. Hey, Joe, how are you tonight? Thank you so much for popping in. Yeah, so I also grew the impatiens. I did not have great germination rate with the impatiens. I started them and I only got, I would say, less than 50%. And then I threw in a few more seeds and a few more of those sprouted. But they did really, really well at propagating. So that was kind of a bonus there. And I did my coleus, the lobelia. I have the nicotiana going right now. I don't have to start my alyssum anymore. As you saw from the video, there's hundreds and hundreds of alyssum plants coming up out back, and lots of snapdragons that are coming up too. They're still really, really tiny, but they will get nice and big comes summer. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. You can have hibiscus and banana plants and ginger and breadfruit and bougainvillea. Like, yeah, I don't want to hear it. Absolutely not. Do lots of videos. Oh my gosh, I'm filming a lot of videos. Like, there's a lot to filming going on. And then I'm just like trying to get videos out. I have one coming out tomorrow. I can't even remember which one it is. I have 2 uploaded, ready to go. Let me go check my account. Which one's coming up? So yeah, Old Sweets Farm. Oh, let me just make sure that they're staying at the 1,000. So coming up tomorrow morning, should be, oh yeah, no, I don't want to do that one. I'm going to be doing the one, I think, where I'm filling up my pots, but, I didn't finish uploading it yet. I will do that tonight. So tomorrow morning I will be doing that. I do have a video sitting there waiting to come out, and that will be of me dividing my 16-year-old hardy hibiscus. So that was very scary. I've known it's needed to be done for the last few years, and so I finally did it. And Dexter was super helpful, as you can imagine. So yeah, that was fun. He kept trying to steal the sticks, the branches, and run off with them. So, oh, thank you so much, Joe. I really appreciate that. And Joe says he is working and listening. That's awesome. Make that money, Joe. Make that money. We have 14 raised beds and no-till garden, vegetables, herbs, and flowers. Awesome. That's amazing. That is amazing. Yeah, I mean, I don't have a lot of room, but I do manage to grow a lot of things in what little room that I do have. That tower garden, oh my goodness, I crammed so much stuff in there. I even put a kohlrabi in there, which could be a disaster. I don't know. That could be a really bad idea. Could just be like sticking out into the walkway if it grows. We shall see. But I thought, hey, why not throw it in there? Maybe. I might harvest it when it's pretty small. We'll see. And I'm regretting not getting more of those. My friend was getting rid of them, and we stopped by on the way home from work, and I shoved 8 of them in the car along with like the poles and stuff, and it was all we could fit in the work truck because it was packed to the max already. And because I think we'd done a Costco run on the way home. We stopped at Costco's. It was already pretty full, and then had all the work stuff. So I grabbed 8 of the containers and I shoved them in. And at the time, it seemed like a lot. And at the you know, it was middle of winter, right? And I was like, oh, where am I going to store these? So they're kind of all out on the deck and everything. And it just, I'm now regretting not going back and getting her other stack that she had sitting there. Oh well. Thank you. It's kind of like how I it's like how I pack my fridge. Shove everything in. Yeah, it's like plant Tetris out there. You know, companion planting, complete disregard for spacing, all of that. Yeah. You should have stopped by before you left. That would have been awesome, although I'm not sure I would be allowed to bring it across the border. I'm just sad that my swag bag didn't make it home somehow. I don't know what happened with that. That's a bummer. Thank you, Kareen. Yeah, people think I'm crazy, but whatever. Whatever makes you happy. And I know the people are like, oh my goodness, this must be expensive, especially when they see like how many petunias that are going in the garden and like, or in the front when they see all those plants. But I mean, when you grow it all from seed, and then especially with the soil blocks, like there's hardly any money in soil and the seed packets are cheap, especially I'm, saving a lot of my own seeds now. I bought the coleus seeds and the impatiens seeds and the begonias, which did not sprout. I'm still mad about those. But the rest of them all were ones that I had saved myself. I did not research and knew I needed some flowers in my veggie garden, so I just threw in the flower seeds I had. Somehow I only had the biggest, tallest flower seeds. Oh no. Oh gosh, that's funny. Just throw in some cosmos and some strawflower while you're at it. Last year was the first year growing strawflower. I had no idea how big those plants can get. They are tall, they are big, they're beautiful. I absolutely love the flowers. The plants themselves aren't super pretty, but they're not bad. It's not like a poppy where it looks like a giant weed, but the plants themselves get really big, and I have a ton of them that are self-seeding out back, which is great because I only did like 4 or 5 seeds this year. I was like, okay, they get really big, and I don't really need a ton of them. We have a large rabbitry. Oh, a lot of manure, yes. Oh, thank you so much. We are in the country, so lots of room. Yeah, that makes a big difference. My parents, when I was really little, we had property out in the country. Had a little creek that ran through it. And my dad had he had an orchard out back, and he had, I remember, rows of corn, and he grew lots of different vegetables. And that was in Oregon, and that was in like a zone 8. I never appreciated when I lived in Oregon a zone 8 garden. I just complained about the rain. I did not appreciate the temperate climate that we had there, and how fertile it is. I was living in the Willamette Valley, which is one of, it's the grass seed capital of the world, by the way. So if you have grass allergies, do not move to the Willamette Valley. But they grow a ton of stuff there. It's just absolutely, fertile land and lots of rain and everything there. So yeah, as a kid, I just did not appreciate, my summers and walking home in the rain from school all the time. And it's funny, like, and then I lived in Florida, and it's like, I had a few planters down there. I was living with my parents. We were in a condo, and there was a nice big, like, cause we were on the bottom floor, there was a nice big patio area. And I did buy, oh, sweet. Yeah. Make sure you give Anne the wrong time. Oh, Anne's out because Anne and Broke are already out because they already got there, so they don't get to participate. So I have better odds. Yeah. So like, I don't know. I had a few plants there in a few pots, and then I would go away, like visit friends for the weekend and stuff, and I would come back, and neither of my parents remembered to water them, so they died. I remember there was a store down there, and I can't remember the name of it, but it's like this kind of a touristy store that sells like all kinds of like oranges, and you can go buy boxes of oranges to ship back home and all that. And they had like this little plant section, and so I had a little orange tree, I had a little lemon tree, and I even had a little coffee tree. And they were like in this little trio of little sets of plants. They were super cute, and they smelled nice. And I was taking very good care of them. And then I went and visited some friends over on the other side of Florida, and I came home and they were, but like all around the grounds and everything, there's just, like hedges of hibiscus and stuff. So I didn't really feel the need down there. And then, I come to Canada, and you have this, you've been staring at snow all winter long, and I think that kind of feeds a lot of the desire to have to to get some plants in the ground and to grow something, and just to give yourself something nice and pretty to look at in the backyard. And honestly, since we redid the backyard and we have the gazebo, and we haven't even like been camping as much. Because we just enjoy hanging out on the deck, like in the evenings in the summertime. And he's got this nice little fire pit thing out there, and we'll just sit out there for hours. And, I'll have a few friends over. He'll have some friends over. Sydney has friends over. And we just really, really enjoy spending just time in the backyard or time out front, you know, hanging out with the neighbors. I used to love camping, and it's gotten so expensive. Like for a tent site, you're looking at like $40 a night, which is insane. And then it's like you spend 2 or 3 days packing up to go. Then you spend the whole first day setting up. Then you're there for 3 or 4 days. And then you spend the last day packing up to leave. And it's always raining. So when you get home, you have to reset the tent back up so it can dry out. And then you have to unpack all of your stuff. So you spend 2 weeks prepping for like a 4-day vacation. And you're exhausted and you're covered in mosquito bites. And and the thing is the cost, like it's like when it was cheap that, you know, it's like, hey, it's, you know, it's a cheap vacation or whatever. But now it's like for that price, forget it. I can go to Niagara Falls for 2 nights and whatever. And it comes with a meal and a pool, and, you know, you get to tour Niagara Falls and all of that, you know, for the price. You can't you can't beat it. If you need a cheap vacation, Niagara Falls, Canada. You can get some really good deals on hotels, especially if you go during the week. Yeah. Why is sleeping? I know, exactly. It makes absolutely no sense. Oh, that's so beautiful. Yeah. It's just, that's one of the things I love about going to Cuba is just like, oh, all the tropical plants everywhere and the smell. Oh my goodness, yes. It's another rant. Ooh, it's a 2 rant night. It's a 2 rant night, yes. Yeah. Zone 4A. Ooh, that is chilly. That is chilly. I think my parents are in Anchorage, but I think they're a zone 4B. And since they're right on the water like that, they're fairly mild. But yeah, the short, and it just doesn't get that hot there in the summer times. Um, I mean, I grew up camping. We used to go camping in Alaska, and we didn't have a tent to sleep in. We had one tent, and that was where you went in to change. And or if it rained, and everyone would cover in there. But yeah, we just slept out under the stars, and that's how I grew up, you know, camping. And then when I got a bit older, my parents, you know, they got kind of like a used RV, and that was nice. And it was easy to go camping then because you just keep everything in it, right? Like you keep all your camping gear and everything in it. So at a drop of a hat, you want to go. But back then, like it was like, you know, you're looking at like $20 a site. It was like, I think it was like $8 for, because I used to always have to do the booking. It was $8 for a tent site, and then it would be like $12 to $15 for hookups, for water and sewer hookup. And so it'd be like, oh yeah, you know, that's not a big deal. You book it for the week and whatever. And we would go up. We used to go camping at Detroit Lake, which is just outside of Salem. It's about 45-minute drive. And my mom and her sisters, we would go with them. And she's the youngest of 5 girls. And they would all go, and the guys would come, and if they were working during the week, they would just kind of drive up at night, come for dinner, and then drive back, or they'd just come up on the weekend. But it was usually my mom and her sisters. They were the ones that loved camping. And we would go, we'd set up the hammock, and the best food, oh my goodness, cooked over the campfire. My grandpa yelling at everyone because he was super crabby. He like made Archie Bunker look sweet. So we always added a little bit of excitement to the meals because he would do the cooking, and if you didn't come when it was ready, yeah, it was very exciting. But like we used to go, like I remember there was like a pump, right? You'd have to go to the pump, and you'd have to pump your water and all of that. You know, now you go and it's like you got your air conditioner in the tent and you're watching a movie on the touchpad. Yeah. Use a tent, and then you would feel like outside. Yeah. We had a tent, but a nice big tent, but still. And then the problem became like with Gizmo, right? So a lot of the campsites, it's like you can't leave a dog unattended at the campsite, but you can't bring the dog to the beach. So it's like every time you want to go swimming or whatever, it's hot. It's like, you know, super hot, and it's super hot in the tent especially. And then, you know, you can't bring the dog to the beach. So it's like if it's, you know, just me and my husband and my daughter, so it's like one of us has to stay behind while the other one goes to the beach. You know, and then when Gizmo was getting a little older, it was you know, it's kind of harder to find someone to watch him, and it just kind of, but I have never been camping, but I've always wanted to go glamping. Tents feel a little rusted. Okay, we would go glamping though. Like we actually we had a portable air conditioner that we bought for work. Because sometimes when we were doing basements, like we do drywall taping, and back in the day we used to do a lot of basements, and sometimes people wouldn't have air conditioning, and so in the middle of the summer, it would get so humid in there with all of that. And if you try to run a dehydrator, um, a dehumidifier, that's it. Dehumidifiers actually kick out a lot of heat, so it just get even warmer. So my husband picked up a cheap unit that just sat on the floor, and it had a hose. Sorry about that. Had a hose that you stuck out the window, and so we would run that mainly over, to keep it cool. It was nice to work with it there too, but more it was to get the humidity out of the room so that the mud could dry. And so we actually did take that camping with us one time just for Gizmo, because he's a pug and he was old, and we went, and it was like 100 degrees that week. And with the air conditioner running full blast and 2 fans in the tent, we were able to keep it about 80 degrees in there for him. But he wasn't allowed at the beach. He wasn't allowed anywhere near any of the water. So it was pretty rough. I was just like, no, this is ridiculous. And we probably looked ridiculous in a tent. We had a tent, and then we put like I think we had like a big packing blanket on top of it, and then a tarp to try and insulate it a bit. But the fans did work. But yeah, it was just like, yeah, no, we're never ever bringing Gizmo again. This is ridiculous. Well, and part of it was one of the beaches said there's a dog beach, so you can't go to the regular beach with your dog, but you can take him to the dog beach, the swim area for dogs. I'm like, all right. So we go to this swim area for dogs. It is the boat dock. So there's no beach there, and there's like a concrete wall, and then the water starts at like 2 feet deep. So there's these labs and golden retrievers that are running and jumping in the water and swimming back and having a great time. And so I go up to the guy at the camera. I said, I was told that there was a dog beach. Like, I purposely called about this. And they're like, oh, there is. You can take your dog swimming there. And I'm like, have you seen my dog? Like, how the heck is he supposed to be able to go in the water there? Like, pugs can't swim. Their body shape is not conducive to swimming. He has a life jacket, but he's not going to just like float around in the water. And then where's my daughter supposed to play? Like, how are we supposed to spend our day at the beach? My daughter, she's like 2 at the time. Like, I was so mad. I was like, no, this is false advertising. I was so mad. So we ended up going to the regular beach, and then at the far end it was really empty. There was nobody there, and we smuggled Gizmo onto the beach in the beach chair, and then we just kind of covered we had like one of those, like the tent thing, the umbrellas, and then a blanket, and a few times like someone that worked there would walk by, and we would just kind of drape a blanket over a towel over the chair. He was older at that time though, so he, yeah. Mia swims, yeah, because she's got enough beagle in her. Hey, how are you, Krubby? Welcome in, Brampton and Dexter. Yes. Yeah, I mean, Gizmo would try, but like their bodies are so, chubby that he goes like this, and then pretty soon they just kind of end up like this, and then they're like, so yeah. Good night, Kareen. Say hi to Lashana for me. Tell her to go to bed early tonight. Yeah. See, Gizmo loved being in the water. He actually liked the surfboard. We have video of him. We have like one of those little body boards, and he would stand on it, and you could drag him around the water. He loved it. But he had a life jacket because, yeah, he just couldn't swim. He would just, my friend had a pool, and she had a pug too, and I would bring him over, and we'd go swimming in the pool with them, and neither one of them could swim. It was funny. Yeah. I just realized last time I went camping was 30 years ago. Oh my goodness. I'm getting old. Funny part of that. Our group of 10 people got kicked out for being too loud, and the tipping point was me. Oh no, Joe. I believe it. Because I have been in some of those campgrounds with y'all. That's another thing. Like, it's just like sometimes they're so loud and you're trying to sleep. And we went camping one time, and I swear to God, the kid in the campsite next to us must have had like bronchitis, because this kid coughed and coughed all night long. I was like, should we take her to the hospital? Like, what is going on with this kid? Like, who coughs? Oh my God, it was so annoying. You know, and then you got people snoring, you got dogs barking, you got people's radios. I know. So, I mean, and then once, once the cost got so much, and not just that, like you're paying for the supplies and something's always breaking, you have to buy something new. It's like, you know what? I would just, at this point, I'd just rather save up and spend our summers doing more like day trips. So we will do that. We'll go to, there's a really nice beach near us. Lake Ontario has lots of beaches. There's lots of fresh water around us. So we will go there for the day, and, the best part is we can grab a few of my daughter's friends. So she's occupied, and we'll take the paddleboard and some of the floaties and just go and spend the day. You're driving half an hour, 40 minutes, grab food on the way home, and you're back home. You don't have to get anyone to watch the dog. You don't have to pay anything. It's free. We have the little Credit River that runs through here. Right through town, and we go there quite often in the summertime, swim in the water, swim in the little river, and the kids absolutely love it. They get to hang out and splash around and play, and it's free, and it's just for the day. So we save up, and we used to go to Cuba in the winters, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know when we'll be doing that again. Cuba's really been hit hard by everything that's going on, and I don't know if yeah, I'm gonna have to check and see how they're they were having issues, food scarcity, cooking oil issues, all of that, even before the big C happened, because a lot of their trade was with Venezuela, and the Venezuela just went kaput, so they didn't have it. It was funny, I brought a dartboard. Oh great, a basketball backboard and a birdhouse. I wanted to leave. Oh my goodness, Joe. I think the Garden State is glad you quit going camping. I'm picturing like a whole Jersey Shore campground scenario. I don't know if I'm... Thank you, James. I didn't even choose it. I logged in, and this is what is up. And for some reason, I cannot adjust my camera at all. I can't change the background. I can't change anything. So we're lucky it's this picture, not something awkward. That could have been terrible. It was also funny. Oh, I said that one. Oh, this is the one. Hey, Daz, welcome in. You just woke up. Super late. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Good morning, I guess. Good morning? I can never remember what time it is where you are at. And I will be getting back to you. I have a few friends that sent me a link, and then my one friend was like, oh, I'll send you a link, and I haven't heard back from her yet. But Daz is doing a live this Saturday night. I think it's this Saturday night, talking all about mental health and mental health issues and how to get help if you need to. And it's extremely timely. And so I'm coming up with a few Canadian resources for him to be able to share on his channel. So that will be this Saturday night, I think. And don't forget, to the people that are just joining us, hey, Andale, how are you? Hey, Rumi. Welcome in. Hey, Sylvita, nice to see you joining us. Turning in for the first time. Well, welcome very much. Everyone, give her a nice seat. Give her a seat in the front. Okay, make room. Make room. Yeah, so if you type in the word link, it will drop your link into the chat. So people were doing that earlier, and I forgot to mention it to the new people that came in. So if you want your link dropped, you can drop it right into the chat. And if you type in the word weather and then your city or any city you want, it will give you the weather report if you want to know, for planting or whatever, or just because it's fun. Those are the only two Nightbot commands I have. So is Nightbot even still here? Oh, he is. Okay. I hadn't seen him in a while. He hadn't been spamming anything in a while. There we go. That's working very well. Yes. Hey, Rumi. Hey, hey. Sorry for snoring, Anne. No. There we go. The links are dropping. Links are dropping and popping. Oh, so everyone, I'm assuming, aside from Michael, everyone else has gotten all of their stuff planted, right? And Daz, you're probably wrapping things up down there. And harvests are happening. I know Nicole has been harvesting because she's in Texas and it's super warm. Oh my God, those Jewels of Opar. If you see her video, she has these flowers called Jewels of Opar. I got seeds from her. Mine are this tall. And hers were very, very tiny, like a couple weeks ago. Like they were just sprouting out of the ground. And now they're like tall and they're blooming. And I'm like, Oh my goodness. And I'm assuming they're full sun, so I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to put them in the garden. But they're so pretty. So pretty. You are still planting. It never ends, does it? And I just realized today that I have to direct sow a few things that I totally forgot about. So I have the Melbar spinach that I want to direct sow. I have the okra. So I don't know if I'm going to direct sow the okra. I'm afraid something's going to like steal the seeds from me. I might stick them in one of the winter sowing containers and just do them like I did the beans. Unless, are they bad about transplanting? I've never done okra before. I don't know. I'm mainly growing them for the flowers because they look like hibiscus. And if you know anything about me, hibiscus is my favorite flower and I love all things tropical. Probably because growing up, we used to go to Hawaii when I was a kid. Pretty much waiting for the winter veggies, brassicas, stuff like onions, carrots. Winter starts here next week. Oh, wow. That is just crazy. It's so hard for me to wrap my head around that. I plant this weekend, tomatoes, peppers, and beans. And I don't even want to know how long that's going to take you, Joe. But fortunately, like I said, Reed's retired now. He can help you plant all your stuff out. Like, do you factor in like how many you can plant an hour? Or I don't know. Like I'm planting 20 some tomatoes and I was planting out my tomatoes and I was like, doodaloo, I have 20 tomatoes I'm planting. And I was like, oh my God, poor Joe. Yeah, hey, Flicker Hill Home. How are you? Flicker Hill Homestead. How are you doing? Thank you so much for coming in. Nope, it's easy to do. I don't know what that's in. Oh, okra. Okay. You started in the greenhouse. Okay, no problem. Okay, good. It's still small. Yeah, I've heard it kind of starts slow. It's kind of like cucamelon. It's slow, and then all of a sudden it just goes boom. So all your tomatoes are in. Planted beans this week. Some peppers are in, but have a ton left. I have a ton of tomatoes left. So I do have some people that are coming to get them, but they keep delaying. So I'm like, they're just in 2-inch. Sorry about that. They're in 2-inch soil blocks. So you come get them soon because, they dry out fast. And I've quit fertilizing the ones that I'm selling. So come get your tomatoes. More corn and a bunch of flowers. Yeah, flowers. I'm happy to see more people planting flowers. I know it seemed like when I first started YouTube, it was like everyone was just doing like gardening it was all veggies or homesteading, and it was like flowers. Like and I know there are a few people, not necessarily on YouTube, but over in the gardening boards on Facebook, who think growing flowers is a complete waste of time. And it was funny because there was this one guy and he was kind of ranting about flowers and how any place that you have a flower, you could be growing a vegetable, or you could be growing food. You should be growing food for people, and blah, 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 blah. And then later in the season, he was complaining about lack of pollinators and poor pollination of his plants and how he was out there pollinating. And I was like, oh, maybe if you had a few flowers in there, you'd be pulling in the pollinators. So it's like, okay, well, you know what? Yes, flowers are pretty. And some flowers have no purpose other than to just live there and make you happy. And that is purpose enough for me. But a lot of plants, a lot of flowers, a lot of them are edible. They can be medicinal. They can either be like a plant host. They can prevent plant sick. I know, what a clown. Exactly. It's so self-righteous. Yeah, so self-righteous. Absolutely ridiculous. So, yeah, it's just one of those things. It's like, no, there has to be a balance. And so, yeah, I am growing more and more food than I used to. But I still have to have my flower fix, right? It's good. Move, a lot of pests are coming this season. Yeah, we're already having a problem with the gypsy moths. They're just like everywhere. Like everywhere I go on a walk or whatever, I'm stomping on them, and they're going to be spraying. I think you can look online and find out like what day they're going to be spraying your area or something, but they are going to be spraying the trees again, because we had the gypsy moth, the caterpillars destroying trees here in this area. And ours, like my husband keeps cutting the nests out of the branches, and they're still all over the backyard. It's gross. They're gross. Are the garden somewhere you love to be too? Exactly, right? And that's the thing. And it's like, they get mad I'm growing. Oh, I said, well, What about people that aren't growing anything? Like, do you go to your neighbor like that just has grass and they're not growing any plants? Do you go and yell at them for not growing vegetables? I mean, be glad I'm growing as many vegetables as I am, and I can grow as many flowers as I want. You know, and a lot of flowers are edible. A lot of the petals are edible, and you know, you can make jams and everything. I have a ton of pansies out there. Violas, actually. I call them pansies, but they're violas. And, you know, you can make jam out of them. Nasturtiums are edible. I bought edible chrysanthemum this year. They're coming up really good out in the winter sowing containers. I gotta look up, I gotta watch a few videos on them because I need to know how big these things get so I know where to put them. That's the thing with having a small yard, is I have to be very careful. I like to cram a bunch of stuff in, but I try to, you know, I have to at least know the heights of the plants so the stuff doesn't get buried. Exactly. I love that. There is no wrong way to garden. Yeah. You know, you got to do what works for you. It's like parenting or anything else, you know. What works for someone else doesn't necessarily work for you, or you might not want it to work for you. You know, some other people, you see how they raise their kids and you're like, nope, I don't want my kids like that. Right? But that's their right. They get to raise their kids how they want. I get to put 500 million petunias in my backyard if I want, which is probably not going to be an overestimation. It's going to be a lot of petunias. So, I haven't done a lot of the main planting like that's going on in so I don't know if you saw the clip with the little storm clip that I posted, the video, I think it was on Instagram. We had crazy storm come through on Saturday. It was not long, it was fast, and it was furious, and there was a lot of destruction that it did. It knocked down lots of trees. There were a few people that passed away, and you know, it was just like, fortunately the area we're in, you know, it's a newer area, so we don't have you know, really big trees to worry about. But we were out there and I was putting as much stuff we could in the greenhouse. The rain started coming down. We were soaked through, and one of my trays got missed, and it was the big tray that I had just brought down. So everything on it was fairly small still. So out of all of those seedlings, there was the big metal tray that had like all the nasturtiums and all my vines. I have one lemon cucumber that survived. I have one birdhouse gourd that survived. I have one watermelon that survived. I'd had 6 watermelons. The other 5 just got busted off. I lost some of my sunflowers, just got snapped. Some of the zinnias got knocked over. A couple of the coleus that I had rooted in there just got knocked out. I don't know how some of the little tiny peppers that I planted in there, how they're going to do. They're not looking great. So I kind of have to see how they're going to fill in and do before I start planting a ton of stuff up on the hill, because I need to know what I have and where it's going to go. But, you know, yes, flowers are very important to vegetable gardens. Plus, it feeds the hummingbirds, bees, and butterflies. And Lisa Mason Ziegler, who wrote the book Cool Flowers, also wrote a great book called Vegetables Love Flowers. And so she talks about the importance of flowers in your garden to attract the, you know, the pollinators and the beneficial insects and all of that. It's an easy read. It's beautiful pictures. It's a great book. You are listening and outside fertilizing. You're fertile? Never mind. I won't go there. Yeah, I need to fertilize all the stuff that I planted in the garden yesterday, but then it's like, it's going to rain all day tomorrow. So I thought, well, I'll wait until Saturday morning to fertilize so it doesn't all wash away. James is saying hello to you. She's saying hello to me in the chat. Oh no, she's so sorry. I know, it's sad, but at least I have one of those things started, right? Yeah. I mean, I really only needed one of each, so I need to film my shampoo ginger update, but I will leave the stream going. Okay, no problem, Danny. I'm so excited about her shampoo ginger. That is awesome. I would get some from you if I didn't have to worry about the border. So I'm going to try and see if I can find some next year here, because I am growing regular ginger and it's doing pretty good. I put it in the top of some of my planters because I want to give some nice height. So I'm using it. I mean, they're not very big now. They're like this big. Hopefully they'll get taller, but it's going to be my thriller in the middle of my planter. And I'm just thinking I should pull up some pictures, but I don't know. I've been using my phone, and it's a new phone, and I don't know if it's backed up to Google Photos yet. So I don't know if it's going to come. I'm probably able to show them or not. I forgot to double check that. Oh no. Daz is worried. No, it's all right, Daz. We survived. I mean, we were lucky. That was it. Oh, and then my Woodgelia at the top of the hill, it was kind of growing in weird. And then, like, but there was a branch, and it's like, okay, there's some blooms here, and then there's like 3 dead sticks, and then there's another branch here, and there were some blooms on it. And it was just about ready to open. And then, it was the day after the storm, I go up there, and it's been like hacked. It looks just terrible. And so I thought my husband maybe pruned it back or something. I'm like, why did you prune it like this? Like, it looks awful. He goes, I didn't touch it. So somehow the storm just snapped off some of the dead branches, and it took one of the branches that had some blooms on it, but that was funny. So that was pretty much the only damage we had here. Since 1975, still learning and experimenting. That is a fun of it. Things to change. Yes. I mean, that's the thing. It's a journey. There's always something new to grow. I think every year, everyone that I know that gardens, I mean, for the most part, especially if you garden from seed, you're trying new seeds. And if you go into any seed swaps, Facebook, there's a lot of Facebook groups, especially if you find one local to you. Like the varieties that are available, like you might like be like, oh, I always grow, okra. And it's like, oh, well, have you tried this okra or this okra? I was like, what? There's more than like, there's 50 million kinds of okra. I just find that absolutely fascinating. The variety, in the gardening, especially, on a lot of the seed swaps and, certain specialty websites, like for tomatoes, you got like, Wild Boar Farms. He's the guy that did like Barry's Crazy Cherry and Pink Prickly Tie-Dye. And so there's these handful of people out there that are just obsessed with creating and developing these new varieties. So there's just so much stuff. Yeah, it's exciting. It's nerve-wracking, especially if you've never ever grown a certain variety of thing. And you're like, I don't know how to care for this. I don't know what it likes, if it likes water, if it doesn't like water. I'm very excited about the Gomphrena. I'm excited to try the Melbar spinach, and so I have to remember to plant those seeds. And I also need to plant the seeds for my hyacinth bean vine. They say they're better not to be transplanted direct sow. So I did that last year, and they did fine. So I'm going to do that again this year. But I got to get around to doing it. I keep forgetting because some of that stuff, like the direct sow, I could have started the seeds probably last week or so. But I am still keeping an eye on the weather. We're looking good. Everything that's out there probably, can take a cooler night. Not a frost. Certainly not a frost. Like my loofah will not take a frost at all. But some of the other things. Oh, yeah. Okay. So, well, you probably saw the tower garden. Here, I'll share the screen. You probably saw the picture I did of the tower garden. If you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen Dexy Wexy standing next to it with the question I had written on there was, does annoying mean cute? Because he was kind of driving me nuts planting these up. So these are the tower gardens that I was talking about earlier that my friend was throwing out. I have 8 pots in total. So I had 5 in this stack. I have 3 on this one. And each each pot holds 4. So it has 4 of these little bump outs on each side. So I've got a ton of stuff in here. I have beans at the bottom. I thought, why not? I have arugula. This is a basil here. I've got some green onion. I have 4 Tiny Tim tomatoes. I have this is stevia here. It's not looking so hot. Let me remove this from the stream for a minute before I start just going through my Google Photos. Okay, here we go. So yeah, this is the other picture. So you can see the Tiny Tims here. I stuck some, I think this is arugula here. I put some nasturtiums in here. I did some spinach. I did some kale in the other one, I think. I did some of these are the down here, I think, are the purple burlati beans or whatever. So I just kind of threw a little bit of everything in just to kind of test it out and see how it's going to do, right? Oh, that's going to be very exciting. That is going to be really cool. And oh, okay. Oh, well, I don't know if I even want it the first time. I have so much stuff that comes back over and over again anyway, so oh well, it'll come right back with my with all of my morning glories. I have a lot of stuff that's self-seeded this year, so I'm excited about it. I don't mind it too much, but I know it could be a bit annoying. But so this is the other planter, and so I have I don't know. I think this is and apparently Dexter loves arugula. So yeah, he kept trying to eat it. So this is arugula here, and then I have beans here, and this is my tarragon, and then I have this is the gold nugget dwarf tomato, which could have been from Joe. I think that might have been one of Joe's seeds. And then the top, I did a nasturtium and a couple petunias and the ginger. So that's going to be like my thriller, filler, spiller in the top of that. And then the other one, I forgot to show you the top of that has the dark purple petunias, and it has the ginger in there as well. So I got all that done yesterday because I had pre-filled my plants, my pots. So that was helpful. I had decided to do that ahead of time because I was like, you know what? This is just, here's the devastation. Here's the devastation. Oh, I'll turn off the volume. No, don't need to hear it. So these are supposed to be peppers. Actually, I can turn the volume up here. Can you hear it or no? I don't know if you can hear it. Thank you. And you know what? By themselves, they look kind of cheesy. And so I was like, well, I don't know how it's going to look. They look amazing. And I'm so mad that I didn't grab the rest of them. Don't do it. Have you not read the dun dun dun? Thank you. I'm super happy with how they look. And I just like how narrow and tall they are. So yeah, you can see these are just cut. They just got busted off. So no, you can't hear it yet. Oh, so my sunflowers, yeah. This is my birdhouse gourd. So this one here that was really tiny. I had 3 tall ones and 1 tiny one. The tiny one's the only one that survived. These over here are some of my, these are my cucumbers here. 1 survived. And you can see this damage here, like this on a lot of, these are my sunflowers and zinnias along here. So they're just, yeah, they're just not. And my nasturtiums were huge. They were just big and full and beautiful. And now they're just like squished. So I'm hoping they come back. Those coleus on this end did pretty good. So they must have been somewhat protected. The butterfly pea, I'm surprised, didn't snap or anything. It's doing okay. So we shall see. At least I have one of everything to plant, which is pretty much all I needed anyways, right? So you can't know everything no matter how long you do it. In my case, if it was easy, I wouldn't be well, that's the thing, right? It's challenging, especially when, you know, people say, oh, you can't grow that there or whatever. It's like, oh, really? Just watch me try and grow this loofah in Canada. You don't have a long enough growing season. You can't grow loofah. Oh, really? That's why I started it in February. Can you imagine how many things are grown in gardens from seeds sent by Joe? That's really cool. You know what? I should start tagging the videos. We should do a hashtag Joe Seeds. Because, I mean, you could just tag Garden State Gardener, but he wouldn't know it. Like, why the heck are you tagging me? But yeah, I mean, that's pretty cool to think about. And it's funny, I don't know if he feels the same way about the seeds because they're not all seeds that he's collected, but I've done quite a few seed swaps, and when people are sowing my seeds that I've sent them and they're growing and they're planting them out, it's like, oh, my babies. I don't know. I love watching and hearing how they're growing and how they're doing. It's very exciting. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm just weird. Hey, Jay, welcome. Joy, sorry. Growing with Joy. I can't even speak tonight. It is Jay. Okay, I read it right the first time. Growing with Jay. Welcome in. Too bad I can't read. Thank you so much for stopping by. And saying hello to everybody. How are you doing? We're talking about my planters and my poor plants that got smashed in the storm we had last weekend. But fortunately, it was just the one. Like, had I not brought my planters, my stuff in, oh my god, I would have lost my tray of tomatoes. I would have totally lost. Like, that would have been that would have been tragic. Oh my gosh, I don't even want to think about it. But yeah, lots of things are doing good right now out back. I planted up my cool flowers. So these are my little violas that I grew from seed, and they are sitting in my hanging basket out on the porch. And they're doing really well because they do like full sun, but they don't like heat too much. So they will probably be coming out of this planter because they need sun and not super heat. And where they're at, I think it's going to need to get switched out to some petunias, unfortunately. So I'll be moving them around. So kind of moving everything in and out. Hey, Cape Cod, welcome in. Thank you so much for stopping by. Oh, goodness. We would all have tagged video. Yeah, that might be a little too much. I don't know. We'll have to ask Joe if it would bother him to get tagged in everybody's videos. He'll be constantly like, who's tagging me now? Who's tagging me now? But yeah, the storm was pretty intense. And I'm really grateful we didn't have any branches come down and we didn't lose the greenhouse. That was, my husband was like, we got to zip it up. We got to get it zipped up and packed down. So we were soaked getting everything in and getting it zipped up and blocking the entrance with like the big ProMix soil bags. That's what we use to kind of hold it down on the front. So the back, like the greenhouse that we built, it's an ATV storage shed. So each of the four corners has this really long stake that you screw and twist way into the ground. And so it has these really nice anchors on it. And then when we did the plastic, we add extra plastic at the end and we rolled it. We rolled the plastic on these 4x4 posts and then stapled it to that. So it does have some pretty good weight all the way around it. And so then that's why at the front door, we usually kind of pack it full of the soil bags, just to kind of provide some insulation to keep the breeze from blowing in and out when, to keep the temperature pretty stable and regular. But it also helps to keep the wind from going in and lifting it up. So let me start reading these. I've had some unusual struggles in my garden this year with the weather being so unpredictable. It's been crazy. It's been so cool. We had that one hot week and then it got cool, and that was like trying to harden my plants off during the hot week, and then it got too cool and then I had to bring them in. Oh, it's been absolutely nuts. You got a ton of plants. I can't imagine how much money you save by starting your own. Well, I would never have planted this many plants if I had to buy them. Like back when I, was going to the garden centers, I did a lot of plant sales. So we do have a local plant sale that's put on by the Horticultural Society. So I would go there. Like I bought my peony, one of the ones in the back, I paid $5 for. The other one I paid $2 for. I paid $2 for my columbine. And they would always have annuals as well there too, where people would, grow them from seed and then they donate the plants for the sale. So I still would do it, very, very frugally, but it would add up, and I would never have had this many. I forgot that I didn't pull the morning glory vines last fall and planted cukes of the same trellis. Oh, it's gonna be beautiful. I love morning glories, even if they're kind of a pain in the butt and take over. It would be awesome to tag. We'll have to see. Welcome in. Mini violas. Am I not aware of them? I don't. Did I say mini violas? I might have. They're like the Johnny jump ups. I think these are what I had. So I had two different kinds of seeds that I saved last year, and I had the Giant King Henry violas, and then the other one, I cannot remember the name of it. And I had both of them in my containers, and I saved seeds from both of them, and I planted the seeds from both of them. And for some reason, my flowers all look pretty much the same. So I don't know what happened. The seeds were definitely different sizes, so they did seem like they were pretty tiny, but the size of the seeds all seem fairly consistent, of the blooms I mean right now. So I can see if I can find a picture from last year And I'll show you because I did have the 2 different ones last year. And one of them was definitely smaller than the other. I will see if I can pull one up from 20. Oh no, that's 2020. This is 2022. 2021. Let's go back a year. Oh, I don't want to go back to 2021. I'm done. I'm done with it. Let's... Oh no, I'm going the wrong way. I always get confused on... So here, I'll show you. I found this one real quick. So here is... This is the tickled pink climbing petunias. So I had them in the front, and they are enormous. They take over. This sweet potato vine finally started growing towards the end when I kind of pruned some of this back because they took over, and I had a few of the purple ones in here too. I had to take them out. It was just way too much. It was crazy. This was the planter on the porch, was doing really good, but you can see here the lobelia just kind of croaked on me, and I had a nasturtium there, so I might do nasturtiums there again. We'll see. And this is risky. I'm not going to be scrolling through. Who knows what picture is going to pop up. Yeah, so I'm going back looking for the violas. Wifey needs help. All right, no worries. We'll see if you're still here. All right, no worries. If not, I'll send you a picture on Instagram if I find one. Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I started, gardening for the aesthetics of it. So even though I'm growing food and I'm growing vegetables, I still like it to be, it's kind of like our, it's our little mini backyard resort, our staycation kind of a place. And so I do want it to be aesthetically pleasing as well as, productive, right? So I can get food out of it, but I want it to look as nice as I can. I really want to get rid of those plastic buckets that my veggies are growing in, but it is doing the job, and to replace them with anything else right now would be kind of expensive. And I do like how high they are because there's no way I would have that much lettuce and kale growing with the bunnies we have in the backyard if they weren't in that kind of a container. So along the fence there, at some point I would like to get some kind of a nice raised bed of some kind. But like the cost of wood is so expensive right now. And, I do like the look of the kind of like those metal, containers, but they're kind of pricey. So I'll be keeping my eye out. If I see someone throwing something out that I can use, I have no problem DIYing it or reusing something. So we'll see. I'm going to check out something called Baltimore Herb Fest tomorrow. Now, ooh, what kind of herbs? I'm not sure if it's new, but it'll be my first time. Oh, wow, that's exciting. Gotta go, fam. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, plug that thing in. And have a great time. Hopefully you take lots of video, and we will check that out when you get that posted. That'll be awesome. Herb Fest. That sounds really fun. New herbs I have this year. My cilantro seeds never germinated. I tried 3 times. Nothing. I might just buy some at the store and see if I can't root it. That might be the best way to go. I still have not found seeds for Mexican oregano because I do not think they exist. I think you have to buy it through the plant. I think that's how it's propagated. So if I get to Rickers, not Rikers. I do not want to go to Rikers, that's for sure. Rickers, yes. Rikers, no. If I do get up there, I would be grabbing one of those. But I did get lemon thyme and stevia. My stevia seeds didn't sprout either. I almost bought the pineapple sage, and then I put it back because it was $5, and I was like, I don't know if I really want it. Blah, 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 blah. And then I'm kind of regretting it now, but I'll see. Maybe I'll wait until they go on sale. So that's another thing. If there's something I kind of want, I've had my eye on. There's a few things I have my eye on at the garden center, and I'm gonna wait until they go on sale. Yeah, mine. I had some from In My Gardener, and I had some from a seed swap, and none of it germinated. So, and I tried a few different ways of doing it too, and absolutely nothing. So my cilantro germinated just fine. No problems with that. Cilantro, no. And it's funny because I have a weed out in the back, and I keep using the plant app to check what it is, and it keeps saying it's cilantro. I'm like, this is not cilantro. I do not have cilantro growing wild in my backyard. That would be nice, but this is not cilantro. it is a weed, I believe. And then I realized, no, it's my Shasta daisies. So Shasta daisies look a lot like cilantro. Don't eat them. Yeah. So you're trying again. Good luck. If you do, let me know what you did and how you got them to grow. Because yeah, and I bought 2 bags. I bought 2 bags of cilantro because the seeds were on sale. They were $1 a pack, and they're super, like, everyone wants them in the seed swap. So I thought, well, I'll grab an extra pack for $1, and then if someone wants to swap them, I will have cilantro seeds to swap. And then nothing. Maybe I'll just try and hey, welcome in, Frosty Lone Wolf. Thank you so much for stopping by. Nice to have you here. Where did you get your seeds? What if we all got our seeds from the same place? I don't know. I don't know if they're just hard to germinate or not. I guess I should have watched more videos on it. I was having, what's cilantro? Is it cilantro? No. Cilantro, I'll pull up a picture of it. It looks like a Shasta daisy. It is similar. It is similar in flavor, but it is less soapy. I don't know. Some people say it's more, I don't know. I find it's more, some people say it's stronger flavor. I find it's less of that kind of what people think soapy flavor would be. But it's used a lot in like Caribbean cooking. If you've ever had any, yeah, mine, same. Maybe you just had a bad batch or something. I don't know. So this is what cilantro looks like, and it is a similar profile to cilantro. It can be used in similarly in recipes, but it is a sturdier plant in that it can be cooked. So most of the time when you add cilantro to a dish, you're kind of adding it more at the end. This, you are putting it in and cooking it. And if you've ever had any like Trinidadian food where they use like the green seasoning is made with cilantro. It's called shadow benny in Trinidad. They call it shadow benny, and so they use they use cilantro, they use cilantro, they use a lot of green onions, some scotch bonnets, or Trinidad scorpions if you're brave, lime juice, and things like that, and then they blend it up and they make like this puree, this paste, and then they use it to flavor and to season all kinds of stuff, right? I love cilantro. I love it. I grew up eating it in, Mexican food and Thai food, and it's used a lot here in Indian cooking as well. But they refer to it as coriander here, not just cilantro. Where I grew up, cilantro was the fresh plant, coriander is the seed. Here they use coriander interchangeably for the fresh plant. So that was a little confusing at first because I sent my husband years ago. I sent him to the store to get some cilantro, and he's like, they didn't have any cilantro. I'm like, how do they not have any cilantro? And he goes, well, they had coriander and I was like, oh, it's the same thing. Very good info. Oh my goodness, I love that. And my daughter, one of her best friends, they're Vietnamese, and she'll go down there and she'll be like, can I stay for dinner? Her mom's making pho. I'm like, can I come? So she eats good down there. I haven't had it in a while. We have a couple really nice places here. You just get like this giant bowl, and it's just, I don't know, it's just the most like comforting food, I think. And it's just fun because, you got to put your stuff in it, and then you got your noodles, and I don't know. It's a nice experience to go out for. Welcome to Cape Cod Life. I got my seeds from the same place. Maybe we should, maybe I'll send him an email, just give him some feedback, or ask if there's like any tricks to doing it yet. Oh, do you like cilantro as well? Yeah, I know some people have that gene that makes cilantro taste like soap. It's kind of a love-hate. I absolutely love it. I put it in all kinds of stuff. Like, I'm growing it and I add it. Sometimes I'll add it to my eggs in the morning. Anytime I have anything, with salsa and whatever. But my husband's kind of indifferent. Like, he doesn't hate it. He doesn't love it. Like, if it's in something, he's fine with it. But he never, like, if I chop up fresh cilantro and put it on the little dish on the plate, and I'm, like, sprinkling it on over my plate, he doesn't touch it. My seeds are from last year, but I don't know if that would make that much of a difference. I had the same problem with my stevia. So 3 years ago, I got my seeds from Vessie's. First year, I started my stevia They sprouted. I had absolutely no problem. And then the next year, people were saying how hard stevia was to germinate. I was like, what are you talking about? It was super easy. Nothing germinated last year. Nothing germinated this year. So I don't know if it's one of those things like kind of like onions or something where it has to be super, super fresh. But, I ordered my seeds. I got them last summer. I don't know. Good girl. She got her job done. I'm starting to think about buying a couple of these fabric planters for next year. Large potato ones we have works great. I love them. They're nice and easy to store. They're not heavy. They're easy to move around. The air pruning provides, it provides you to be able to grow a large plant in a smaller container due to the air pruning, because it affects the way the roots grow, and they spread out more into the soil, and so you can actually grow in less soil, in less space, in a smaller pot than you could if you were using a traditional pot. Hey, Gail. Oh, no. I'm so sorry, Anne. Oh, no. There's something else. What is one of the other things that people have like a weird taste thing with? I know there's cilantro, and it seems like there was another one where it's kind of like genetically whether you like it or not. What is some veggies that you're growing? Oh, my goodness. Okay, so I have lots of tomatoes. I have 12, 15 varieties of tomatoes I'm growing. I'm growing lots of peppers. First year I'm growing broccoli, so that's come up in my winter sowing containers, and I don't know where I'm putting it yet. So I have broccoli, I have arugula, I have spinach, I have kale. I don't know if you want to count the edible chrysanthemum. I have already started in the buckets. Several buckets of little gem romaine lettuce, which we've been eating on already. I have kale in there. I have dill. I have radishes. I have Tom Thumb lettuce growing. I think that's because it's the one container has 4, and it's broccoli, spinach, kale, and no, it's not arugula. I can't remember. But yeah, I've got a lot of those growing. And then for herbs, I have tarragon, cilantro, chives, green onion. I have garlic chives. I've got pineapple. No. Is it pineapple? No, it's not pineapple mint. Is it pineapple mint? It might be pineapple mint. It is pineapple mint. I bought a pineapple mint. I have regular mint. I have lemon thyme. I'm hoping my oregano comes back, but that container it was in was kind of crushed under something, so I don't know if it'll make it back. I mentioned dill. My rosemary did not make it, so I'm looking for one of those on sale. And then I'm going to be growing okra, Malabar spinach. I have 3 different kinds of beans going, and I'm going to be throwing in some scarlet runner beans as well. Lemon cucumber. Birdhouse gourd's not really a vegetable because you don't eat it, but it's kind of cool. Cucamelons. Sugar baby watermelon. Did I mention I live in a townhouse? Yeah. So, growing lots of stuff. But like the cucumber, right? Like I'm growing 1 plant because that's all I have room for. So, yeah. So I'll show you a picture of the backyard. If you haven't seen one of the tours, I have some pictures from last year where it's like all filled in. Last year, I think I had, 51 containers. So plenty of pots, plenty of containers. Oh, you guys, oh gosh, I didn't realize this is showing on here. Hold on. You don't need to see all that. Scrolling through. Aw, Gizmo. So here, actually, I will show you this. So here, this is what the garden looked like years ago. So this picture is from, well, it says 1999, but it's not from 1999. Gizmo was in the shot. So this is probably from around 2006, 2007. This is like 2 or 3 crabapple trees later. We've lost so many. This was a long time ago because it was back when my hydrangea hadn't died yet. Oh, and back when we put in that new thing. I keep forgetting I should turn this off before I start scrolling through. But yeah, that's how the backyard, you know, originally was. And we cut out the beds deeper 2 years ago, 2020. So this is how it used to look on a summer evening. Oh, no. Oh, my rose bush before I killed it. I used to actually have some rose bushes and hydrangeas. I used to be a real gardener. People say you can't be a real gardener if you're not growing any roses or hydrangeas. And I don't have either one. So, oops. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, mine was in a pot. So I had a pot of oregano and I can't remember what kind of mint. It was a different mint. And it was kind of like there was something on top of the whole container. So it hasn't seen the light of day in a very long time. So I don't know if it's going to come back or not. I haven't even really... Thank you. I'm doing my thing. You're also going to grow cucumber. I'm excited. I'm hoping the living cucumber agrees with me. I cannot eat regular cucumber anymore. I just get really, really bad heartburn. But the cucamelons, I'm fine with. They don't seem to bother me. So I'm really hoping that the lemon cucumber, for some reason, they say it's, I don't know, it's different. So I'm hoping that it won't bother me. Hey, hands in the dirt. Welcome in. Thank you so much. Joe, just going to do a quick video with lettuce. Oh, that's awesome. Look forward to seeing that. I'm doing pretty good with my lettuce so far this year, but I know the heat's coming and it's gonna be tricky. Hey, bunny girl, welcome in. I didn't see you sneak in. How are you doing tonight? I'm trying pepino melon for the first time this year. I have never even heard of that. Pepino melon. That sounds exciting. Hey, welcome in, Susan. How are you doing at the Suburban Homesteader? Sandy, sorry. I don't know why I said Susan. Sandy. I have a hard time keeping everyone's name right. You got Sandy and Stacy coming into the chat. Yes, oh my goodness. That is quite the change. Living half the year in Arizona and then half the year in Wyoming. Wow. I went to Wyoming once when I was 12 years old. We drove through on our way to South Dakota. And I just remember it was very flat. Parts of it were flat, parts of it were mountainous, and there was like nothing for a very long time. I don't remember much else about Wyoming. Thank you very much. I don't even know where it came from. It was just on the camera when I turned on the screen, and it was right. Yes, it was beautiful, not to a 12-year-old who was bored in the car, stuck in the back for hours on a road trip, but I'm sure it is beautiful. We did go to Jackson Hole, which was really, really pretty. That was nice to go through. I'm still a little bitter because I accidentally left behind my satin monogrammed pillowcase. So friends of ours had given my sister and myself, she had made us each these satin pillowcases and had our initials on it, and I loved it, and I brought it on the trip, and I accidentally left it in the hotel in Jackson Hole, Wyoming in 1989, and I'm still bitter about it. I should make myself a new one. That's like the only thing I remember from Jackson Hole, to be honest. It's cousin to eggplant. Oh, interesting. Okay, that's very cool. I love eggplant too. Your other veggies you're growing, fruits like watermelon, Meyer lemons, bananas, and avocados. Okay, so you're in a much warmer climate. Where are you at, Frosty? Why is it frosty? You don't sound like you're in a frosty climate. Yeah, where are you growing all of those plants? That's amazing. You got more snow. Yeah, a lot of snow in the winter. Yeah. Yeah, we unfortunately don't get quite as much snow as parts of like Montana and Wyoming. Just depends on the direction of the storms coming in. We kind of have a bit of a buffer with the Great Lakes, so it gives us a slightly more mild climate. But yeah, it can get pretty cold and ugh. So yeah, I was scrolling through. I was trying to find a picture of the backyard just to kind of give you an idea. Now I got stuck back when I did this. I downloaded a bunch of pictures of the garden originally, and I got stuck in there. I don't know why I can't find any pictures from last year on my account. I wonder if it's because I was uploading them to the other account, Brampton Gardener. That's possible. Oh, I just saw where I used to have my clematis. So yeah, I've killed a few rose bushes. Like they'll do great for a few years and then they're gone. And then my hydrangea, gone. Rhododendron, nope. So I'm just like, you know what? We'll stick with the things that are doing well in the garden, like my hibiscus, and I can grow hostas like nobody's business, right? So stuff like that. It's just, you know, still scrolling through trying to find a picture. I don't know why I can't find anything. Good night, Michael. Go rest up, do your stretches, get ready to get planting, right? Yep. You're growing. Oh, wow. Good for you. That's ambitious. That's amazing. Zone 4 in containers. You are growing all of these things. The Meyer lemons, bananas, and avocados. That is amazing. Did you grow the avocado from a pit? I still have never been able to get one to sprout on me. I've tried so many times and they just go moldy. Yeah. It does not work for me at all. That is amazing. What was... Something just popped on my screen. I don't know what that is. Have a great night and a great weekend and have fun planting. I'll be thinking of you out there getting everything in the ground. Zone 4. I know I'm zone 5B and it's just like, I would not want to be any cooler than I am right now. That's for sure. Yeah. My parents are in like a zone 4 as well. And, what did he say? And good night. All. Take everyone. I'm not taking everyone. Where am I supposed to take everybody? Where do you want to go? Take care. No worries. Apparently I didn't take any shots of the garden last year from like the deck. That would have been a good idea. I guess you'll have to just go watch one of my garden tours if you want to see the backyard. Oh, here we go. All right. So I am standing on my deck. And so this is my yard. This is the width of it. It's like, I don't know what it is, 17 feet across or something. And then it goes up. This is all hill. So it goes kind of actually when it comes from the house, it kind of actually slopes down a bit into like this ditch and then it goes back up. And so that area down there can get pretty damp. We do have like a French drain underneath down here, which helps. But you can see here is my kohlrabi from last year. It was doing really good. My hibiscus. These are the straw flowers. They get nice and big. My hibiscus here. The ladies looking nice and pretty in the garden spot. So, yes, that is very ambitious. Actually, I bought the avocados as plants. Okay, awesome. Yeah, I tried the pit thing and it just... Yeah, it's very difficult to grow them from seed. Thank you so much. Thank you. And so... I'm grateful we do not have a, like our neighbor on the right-hand side. We don't have a fence there. He's the next 2 houses over. They're never out in the backyard. Oh gosh, I hope Nicole's still in the chat because I found, and Danny, because I found these tomatoes. So these tomatoes, the seeds said black crim. Those do not look like black crim tomatoes. All of the tomatoes on this plant look like this. And I didn't save the seeds because I was mad. And they didn't taste good. They were really mealy. And I think Danny wanted to grow them. So yeah, we had some very interesting names for what they look like. But yeah, these are my funny tomatoes. I think we were actually talking about them last week on the live stream. Because Danny was saying she wanted to get some of those seeds. I'm like, absolutely not. Nope. That's not happening. So, yeah, it's exciting every year. It's going to be a little different. I don't know exactly, like, you know, what seeds are coming back and where they're coming back. I was hoping to have a lot more nasturtiums than I think I might have it. And, yeah, it was not tasty. It was not a tasty... Yes, purse tomatoes. It was not tasty. It was mealy. I was not impressed. It did say on Google that fruit trees can grow indoors. Outdoors. Oh, outdoors zone 9 to 11 and indoors as outdoor. Okay, cool. Yeah, I just don't really have anyone. Bull's balls tomato. Yeah, my husband called it the ball sack tomato. So, yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was lovely. And that was not appetizing for me at all. And then I did end up getting blight towards the end of the season. And so I didn't save very many tomato seeds last year at all. It was just like, I was so mad. I had never dealt with blight before and I was very angry. And I was just like, nope. So, yeah. No. But here's a little smattering of some of the tomatoes I did get last year that were quite tasty. I have a Brad's Atomic Grape here. I have a Pink Berkeley Tie-Dye over here. These were the money makers. And then this is like the Castelfruto or whatever it was. So I did have a nice variety. I had a few others. I had a ton of peppers, though. My goodness, I had so many different varieties of peppers last year, and they did amazing. And I'm not growing that many of them this year. I don't know. I forgot to save seeds off the peppers. I don't know what happened with that. I was bagging them, and then the seeds that I bagged for some reason, like never ripened. So that was kind of unfortunate. So if you are bagging your seeds, bag more than like I did, I think one on each plant or maybe two on each plant. So bag a few more just in case, for some reason they don't pollinate or something. These were really, really pretty. These were called Candlelight, and they were no heat. They're absolutely beautiful peppers, but they had no heat. So they were just like a nice sweet pepper. So that was fun. Didn't you need to get going? Who's going? Me? I didn't. Oh, I don't know if you're talking to me. I was saying goodnight to Michael when he left. So I don't know. The strawberry tomato that Sandy sent me was amazing. Ooh, that sounds really good. Oh, Danny. Oh no, she's back. She was eavesdropping. She heard about the tomato and she came back real fast. Yeah, that was a special looking tomato. These were my Scotch bonnets. They were beautiful. With that pink climbing. Oh, you know what? I should see if I have a picture of the pink one. No, that's my kohlrabi. But that pink climbing petunia is just, it's so pretty. And then it just climbs right up by the house. And I planted up some of my tomatoes in the big pot that I normally do my the petunias in. And I have the, oh, look at these. This is so pretty. So these are the Buonamolata. These are the Trinidadian, Trinidad perfume. And then I had some Scotch bonnets in there as well. Peppers are just so, so pretty. Absolutely beautiful. And so then I put it in the other pot, and then I realized that my trellis that I have to climb up, have it climb up, doesn't fit in any of my other small pots. I was reading when she said this about the channels. There are some great channels in here. There's great people in here tonight. It's been a wonderful live. It's been, I am grateful and blessed that so many people have popped in and are chatting. Black strawberry. I've never heard of that. That's, wow. That sounds exciting. I actually took the dog out and flopped back on the bed instead of going to film. Oh no. Oh no. She's procrastinating her filming. What was I saying? I was procrastinating earlier. Because I was looking at everything and I was kind of overwhelmed. I'm like, I don't know where to start. I don't know where to start. I don't know where to start. Green tuny peppers. More of tuny pepper. Yeah. Yeah. I have a pack of some ghost peppers, dried ghost peppers from last year. I didn't grow them, but someone gave us to us, and they're just sitting in a bag, dried. I'm like, I don't know if I'm ever going to be doing anything with them. Danny's just lurking. That's all right. That's all right. Baker Creek has it. They look stunning. That's interesting. I also heard that tomatoes can cross-pollinate with hot peppers and can make tomatoes hot. I've heard that, and then I've heard it's not possible. So take what you will from that. I mean, if you have a hot tomato, I'm not going to sit there and tell you I'm sorry, but genetically that's not possible. Because I've heard people say on both sides of it. But if you don't want hot tomatoes, then don't plant them close together, just on the off chance. Baker Creek has it. They look stunning. Sorry, I have to go. Have a great weekend. Don't be sorry. Glad to have you in here for the time that you were in here. And hopefully you get everything planted up soon. And then you get to just sit back and water and weed. That's like what June is for me. June is watering and weeding, watering and weeding. Because you still have so many little seedlings coming up. Yeah, well, and then that's the thing. It's like it's a blank slate, right? I have all these empty pots, and it's like, okay, what's gonna go in what pot? What's gonna go with where the pot's gonna go? Where, it's just like, anybody got to start somewhere. So that's why I started with my tomatoes yesterday, and then I went into the peppers because I'm like, okay, these are the most important ones that I gotta get started, and then after that, like I'll fill in with like the flowers and everything, right? So yeah. That's a myth, but I had someone tell me and they swore by it happening. I'm like, okie dokie. Black strawberry, I'm doing this too. What? How's everybody growing black strawberries? And I never heard of them. And now I need to get them. No. Yeah, I'll watch y'all on the black strawberries and see how they are. And he wants the hot tomatoes. You're a hot tomato. Or is that hot tamale? Oh, ooh, now I want a tamale. Great. If that were possible, there would be hot tomato varieties because people would definitely want them for sure. You could make it like a jalapeno tomato cross, and you got like salsa in a. Ooh, and then you could cross it with cilantro. So you'd have a salsa tomato for sure. I know it's overwhelming. Yeah, I think I have like one cayenne growing. I do like heat. I do like the hot peppers. Like I cook with Scotch bonnet peppers. I will, I'll dice one up, and throw it in certain dishes and stuff. Because I do make a lot of different types of food. I grow my hot peppers, no hot tomatoes. Good to know. I cook a lot of like Caribbean and Thai and Indian foods and stuff. And I do like the heat. But I also like the flavor of peppers, and I like to be able to taste my food. So I don't always need it like excruciatingly hot. So anything hotter than a Scotch bonnet, it's absolutely not necessary in my world at all. So, hey, thank you so much for coming in. Good evening. I did have a few Scotch bonnet seeds, and they sprouted, and then nothing happened unless it's like my mystery pepper I have out there. So for heat, I think I have like a cayenne. I don't have anything super, super hot. I have red hot, which is from Baker Creek. It's like the round one, but it's not like crazy hot. I'm hoping my Bolivian rainbow comes back. I'm hoping that one of the mystery peppers is my Bolivian rainbow. It looks like it. It's got some purple on the stem, so I'm hoping. That one was pretty spicy. The Chinese ornamental are actually quite hot. They're super tiny little peppers, so they're kind of deceiving, but they're very, very hot. But yeah, I'm doing more of kind of the mid-range. I'm doing a bunch of shishito peppers, which I love. I absolutely just love them grilled. They taste so good. And then last year I did the New Mexico 6. So I'm growing a few of those as well. They're like a Anaheim or a hatch chili. More like a hatch chili because they're from New Mexico. And then I'm growing the Big Jim, which are a variety of New Mexico 6 as well. So I have New Mexico 6, and then I have the Big Jim. I have some ancho as well. So those are a bit spicier. Ancho poblano. I have some jalapenos, which to me are pretty, I would say, mid-range. And then I have some that my friend sent me, and I have absolutely no idea. I got to check on those. So I have like the ahi. I think, and then there's a Fidalgo, and I think most of them are fairly mid-range on the heat as well, and just like super tasty or whatever. So, they will not germinate like my other peppers until they get warmed up by a grill. They are really tricky. Yeah, the hotter the pepper, the harder they are to germinate. That's what I've discovered. That's why I always just go straight to the bagging method with my peppers. I just find it to have greater success with that. And then I'm not staring at the soil blocks, dying to see them, you know, start sprouting. But this sweet bonnet, that sounds nice. Last year I grew, it was called Trinidad Perfume, and it was supposed to be a no heat version of, I mean, it tasted to me like a habanero, but not as hot. But it still was definitely had a kick. Like, it was hotter than jalapeno, but it was not as hot as a habanero. So people were saying, "Oh yeah, it has no heat." I'm like, no, these definitely have heat. So I don't know. I didn't get those. My Candlelights had no heat, but definitely not my Trinidad Perfume. So the year before I grew, they were supposed to be Scotch bonnets. I bought them. They were supposed to be Scotch bonnets, and they turned out to be Bishop's hat, which looks exactly like a Scotch bonnet, but a bit bigger and no heat. So they were good, but not what I was anticipating. So I was a little scared. Okay. All right. Get out of here. Go film your video. All right. Jalapenos, Portugal hot, and peach sugar rush. Ooh. Yeah, I've heard a lot about the peach one. That sounds amazing. I think Lioncrest was growing those, and they looked really, really good. Portugal hot. We made a batch of pimenta sauce, Portuguese pimenta sauce, several years ago. We had bought crates and crates and crates of the hot peppers, and it was really good. They say it's got a little heat, but no more than a jalapeno. I'm trying Nata Pinot and Habanada, among others. I really would like to try the Nata Pinot as well. I think that would be fun, especially for some people that like, you know, especially for doing like jalapeno poppers, and some people like just can't take the heat, but they like it. I think that would be fun. Yeah, Nata Pinot and Habanadas. That sounds really exciting. I think the one I was growing, the Trinidad Perfume, was supposed to be like a Habanada, but it was still pretty spicy. Yes, and it is just about ready to harvest. It is really big, but it's kind of on the backside of the big pile of potting mix, so I'm kind of waiting for us to scoop that out of the way, so it'll be easier to get in there. But yeah, there will be a rhubarb harvest video coming up soon. I will be making probably a rhubarb crisp. I'm going to be trying to find a recipe, and there was a bakery here that used to sell it years ago, and it was rhubarb. It was like a rhubarb pie with cream cheese. So but it wasn't a cheesecake, but it was more like a rhubarb pie that had like dollops of cream cheese on top or something. Really good. And then I will be making my rhubarb syrup, which I love. And I use that like as a cordial or whatever. So I use that. I mix it in with some club soda and gin or whatever else you want to use. And that's really good too. So there are Tam jalapenos, which are less hot than normal standard jalapenos. Oh, that's cool. Like, I don't mind. I like the regular jalapenos, but I know a lot of people don't. And like when you make the cowboy candy and stuff for some people, if you kind of did a mix of them, I think that would be a great idea. And you did both last year and they did good. That's good to know. I'd love to grow the Nata peanut pepper. Yeah. And you're growing them. Yes. I think we all heard, was it Jess? I think that's where I first heard about it, was Jess on Roots and Refuge, growing them. And I was like, oh, that's kind of a cool idea. And it was funny because my neighbor, who is from Trinidad, was really excited about the Trinidad perfume I was growing because she grew up with them. And she goes, yeah, it's nice to be able to have that flavor of the pepper, but without the heat, because her kids can't take the heat. So she was really excited about them. And then when I gave them to her, she's like, they're still hot. I was like, sorry. So anyways, I didn't realize that it's 10 o'clock. Oh my goodness. Thank you guys so much. We were, oh my goodness, almost an hour and a half, almost 10 o'clock. Really appreciate everyone coming in tonight. Everyone, it was a very enjoyable live for me. Everyone was very active in the chat, so that's always fun. And I am so super grateful to kind of hit that break of the 912 subscribers. That was very exciting. And I just want to go check and make sure that Old Sweets Farm is still at the 1,000, because I know sometimes they can get kicked out. Don't forget, if you want, before I cut off, if you want to type in the word link, it will drop your link into the chat. And if you aren't all connected, you guys can all connect up. And we'll type in Old Sweets Farm over here and see where they're at. If I could spell it properly. And it's saying 1K right now sitting there. That's awesome. So thank you very much to whoever it was that whoever it was that was number 1,000, because they were sitting at what, $9.99. That was sad. Oh my goodness. So yeah, drop your links. Good night. I'll go back for the replay. Thank you very much. I really do appreciate that. I am going to be having to start thinking about my hours soon coming up. So hopefully by this weekend, after the live, I'll probably be close to 3,000 hours. So that's, oh my gosh, I never thought this day would come last year, especially when I was starting out and I was putting out videos and, you only have a couple hundred subscribers and, you're only getting, 20 views on a video. To think that someday you might be able to, hit those numbers, hit those goals is really, really, it's very overwhelming to think about, and to think that I'm getting so close. And I really appreciate everybody's support and backing. And you're struggling with the 2K. You know what? I find sometimes you hit certain, it's like you go, whoop, and I don't know how much of it is just natural or how much of it is dependent on YouTube just saying, once you've hit some videos, you've hit, thank you so much. Hey, welcome in, Katrina. Welcome in. Katrina, not Katarina, Katrina. I think sometimes they push you out and then they stop pushing it, and then they push you out again and then they stop pushing it. So I think that's why sometimes you kind of like level off a bit. So I don't know. I'm no YouTube pro. I don't know how any of that works really with the analytics. I do know sometimes some videos all of a sudden, like my latest video, not latest, so my video Monday, I think it was, with the Alyssum, my border, like that's got way more views than average, and I'm not really sure why. I don't know. And then there's some videos that you think, oh, this is going to be a great video, this is going to go, and then it's just like bloop, kind of flops, right? So, well, drop your link. Let's see if we can't get Cape Cod Life to their 50 subs. Hey, Kiki, welcome in. How are you doing tonight? You had a great live yesterday with Slava. It was very interesting. She's very, very knowledgeable on her medicinal herbs. And I don't know how she has the time to do all of the little tinctures and jams and jellies and everything that she does. But it's very, very interesting. So yeah, that was a great live. I didn't chat much because I was planting my stuff at the time. And I was struggling with these giant dwarf tomatoes that are huge. And I'm trying to pot them up without breaking branches and trying to get them tied into the ring. And it's funny because I was filming it at the time, so I should send you the link. You can actually hear you and Slava in the background while I'm potting up my tomatoes. I have at least 2 flops a week. Yeah. And it's funny, it's like you never know which one it's gonna be. Like sometimes it's like, you know what, this video is not that whatever, and it goes out and people are like, yeah, it's not whatever. Sometimes you'll know, but sometimes it's like all of a sudden one, like my garden huckleberry video is one of my most watched videos, and for some reason for the month of May, my top viewed video was last year's plant of the week on 4 o'clocks. I've had like hundreds and hundreds of people go back and watch that video on 4 o'clock. So I don't know, maybe there's just a lot of people are growing 4 o'clocks and there's not a lot of other videos out there. I don't know. It's just kind of random. A few of my seed of the plant of the week videos, that's what it was called. A few of them have done really well this year. So I'm like, okay. So let me drop Cape Cod Life's channel. Let's see where he's at. Where's your channel? Welcome to my Cape Cod Life. Okay, that's a different channel. Cod Life. Oh, come on. He's at 48. Come on. He's at 48. Someone show the guy some love. We'll get you there. Don't worry. Don't worry. We'll get you up and over that 50 hopefully tonight. I have to get back with it, pumping out more videos. It's just hard to film sometimes. Well, see, that's the thing, is like you got so much to do and I'm filming, but I have so much back, like tomorrow it's going to be raining. I'm probably going to be trying to get these videos out, but I have like so much content. But it's like, I don't want to put out too many videos where just people are like, oh my God, another one. But, this is kind of the time of the year where you actually have a lot of content. And I know when I get to, when I go 48, 49, don't forget to go watch, a quick video. Hopefully you have a short on there or something they can go watch, just to make sure it sticks. 50. I see 50. Can I get a 51? No. You are so welcome. Anyone else close to a milestone that you are interested in reaching, feel free to drop it in the chat if you need watch hours, if you need anything like that. 51. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you, LP. Oh, thanks everybody. You know what? We've all been there. We've been on the receiving end. It's nice to actually be on the other end where you have you have some people in the chat that are new to other people, and you can help them get a few subs. That's awesome. So Indiana Backyard Gardener, she's in their link. Yep, drop it. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Oh no, now I'm getting. Oh, I'm not monetized. It's all right. I can sing. If you want to call it that. Yeah. So, yay. Awesome. Now you're gonna have a good weekend now. And once you hit that 100, then you're gonna be up and you're gonna be able to have your custom link, which is really nice. So it makes it easier for people to drop it in. Miss Ann Dale says a watch hours is always appreciated. So go pop on over there. Maybe throw one of Ann's videos on tonight while you're getting ready for bed or something. You are 12 away from 20. Oh my goodness. That is amazing. Click link, type in link, Kiki. Wow. That's awesome. 12 away. That's awesome. Oh yeah. And Indiana Backyard Gardener, she has her live Friday at 6:30. Joe usually has lives on Sunday at 7 if you want to win seeds, but not this week because he's going to a party. Miss Ann Dale has her lives on Tuesday mornings. Kiki does lives whenever she feels like it. You don't really have a schedule yet, do you, Kiki? So if anyone else has like a big video coming out, if they're doing a collab, don't forget, I still have the, if you haven't done the video for new for 22, that hashtag is still going strong. So drop a video for that. But yeah, if anyone else has a live or a collab or a video coming out soon that they would like to promote, feel free to drop it in the chat. So tomorrow's video, if I get it up and running in the morning, it will be on filling up my containers. If not, you'll see the hibiscus one. Okay, they are Wednesdays at noon now. Okay. Yeah, that's a hard time for me if I'm working. So fortunately, I was off this Wednesday and I was able to catch it. So Wednesdays at noon. All right. I will put that on the calendar up here. Awesome. All right, everybody. It is now 10:03 and I need to get my beauty sleep. And oh, big 2K plus giveaway is tomorrow. Awesome. What time is that at? It looks like I might have to have two screens open between you and Indiana. Oh yeah, one veg. So we have to guarantee that we're eating only one veggie meal a day, like no meat. Because I only eat 2 meals a day, and it's usually eggs for breakfast, and then usually we have like a late lunch, and I have a meat for that. So I don't know which one I would cut out the meat to have just veggie. I don't know. I don't want just veggies for breakfast. I need my fried eggs. But yeah, it's a great idea. I've thought about it, but I don't want to lie on my videos. So I don't know. Okay, 7 p.m. We usually end before Indiana. I'm going to send everyone over there. Okay, perfect. Just show how you include your veggies. Okay. Okay. I can do that. I can do that. No problem. All right, everybody. Thank you again so much for coming. I need to get to bed and I need to go make sure Dexter got put to bed because I think everybody else went to bed and just left him down there. So I got to go and try to put him back to bed. And everybody, thank you so much for coming in and good night and good luck with the rest of your planting. I hope it all goes well. And next week, I'll probably have some more updates and hopefully some pictures of stuff actually in the ground. So thanks again and take care. Bye.